Jocasta's that parrot that sings.
That reminds me.
Chatot, the one that no longer has its unique ability.
Yeah.
Because people were just saying fuck into the microphone.
I know exactly what Pokemon.
It also sounds like it says Pelipper, which is my favorite part about it.
Z is just that Pokemon that is a mushroom.
Which one?
Z?
No, which one? Because there's Fungus,
I have
there's
no clue
evolution of
about Pokemon,
Mungus, and then there's Shiinotic and its pre-evolution of Minotic, I think.
Let me think if Phenotype is the one I'm thinking.
It might be Mungus might be more fitting just because of the style of mushroom, but
no, I remember if he's just a Gloom.
Gloom.
Better than a Parasect, I guess.
I love Gloom.
It's actual size Parasect, though.
I don't know if I should be offended at that or not.
Would you rather be a Parasect?
Or would you rather be oh god, what's the other one?
Vileplume?
Vileplume.
Yeah.
Vileplume is a flower.
Vileplume's pretty badass though.
It is very powerful.
I mean, I think it's just a mushroom that looks like a flower.
No, it's a flower.
Speaking of Pokemon, in the newest upcoming generation, they gave Wooper a new form. Instead of being Water Ground, it's now Poison Ground.
It also looks like a pirate, and I love him.
Wooper new form?
Yep.
All right.
It's got like a skeletal motif.
Oh my god. He's covered in mud now.
Look at his horns. He looks like a Jolly Roger.
A Jolly Roger?
Quagsire.
Oh my god, is Aiolos gonna miss this episode?
Where is Aiolos?
He's not on Discord.
Max was late once because of sleep. Maybe it was sleep, or maybe Aiolos fell for the Discord scam.
Oh, could be. He would have said something.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, he would have. He would have popped into the stream or something, been like, "I can't get on Discord. I'm fucked." Also, it's like really easy to just make like another account and then like join the server, since like my link to the servers everywhere on my socials. So we're gonna wait for.
I'm the one in the Twitch chat room right now.
I'm slow. I was at parent.
No, it's.
I know it's still loading for me.
I was about to say there's a reason why I like to start this and wait, is because it takes a minute for everyone to like get in and stuff like that. Like that's why like streamers have those starting soon screens. Like that's the reason why.
I know.
So I figured we're giving him a minute. We can give us a minute. This is our table talk before the game. You know what we didn't do last session because I was having a really crappy week? We never did Stars and Wishes. You guys want to do that?
Do we remember what happened last time?
I can give you a quick refresher. Quick refresher. Bell died. You guys got globbed and you're floating in the air. Oh, and Selic's there. Hey, Celic.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
I'm a fucking dingus. I'm not even in the foundry room.
I'm not either. Honestly, I'm just like,
you may be at the Twitch section, but you're not where you're supposed to be.
No,
I'm just not. I know I'm not going to be playing the first part, so I haven't been too quick to get into the foundry.
That's fine. Tonight's more of an RP night, anyways. We're gonna slow things down a bit.
Your own death.
Yeah. There you go.
That's Bell's death voice.
There's gonna be a bag of bodies.
What's the Will? Can you just play a Wilhelm scream, Chef?
Right. Yeah, I can do that for you. I'm playing it now for you.
Okay.
Thanks, Jeff. We can't hear it, and I hate it because I know you knew that.
Wrong one.
Okay.
I want you, hold on. I just want the effect. There we go. There's the effect. Oh, you know what? One more time.
Okay.
If you're playing, I can't hear it through Discord.
Yeah, me either.
I cannot hear it.
There's a delay. You might want to give it a second. I played it like 5 times in a row. And
it's not coming through Discord. It only comes through the stream. We don't.
I know.
You fuck.
Oh god, I don't have
No.
the stream open.
I had to open the stream on my phone because my laptop probably can't handle a stream at the same time as Foundry.
Max,
You know what?
you're probably just fine
Yeah,
looking
my
at this
laptop
stream
muted.
instead of
Yeah, I think,
Foundry
yeah.
for a little bit.
I think Chef can vocalize the death scream better. He just needs a little bit of coaxing to do it.
Hey, that reminds me.
No, llamas.
You can't do this
Okay,
twice a week now.
I'm gonna die.
So I do that.
Bring me back to life.
Oh my god, Chuck.
I put in the tokens.
Hey,
You know
Droid.
at the end.
Good
of
luck,
the-
llamas.
Chuck in
Good
there.
luck,
It doesn't even
llamas.
follow you.
I don't know.
It hits everybody who's a follower.
Yeah, apparently they're
I
following.
know.
Yep.
Wow.
6 months in a row. Wow.
Impressive.
Impressive.
This is me just shotgunning people.
I know it is. It's very nice.
This is
I love
better
it.
version of Duck Game.
This is,
Duck
we
Game.
played Duck Game the other day while I think you were at
So-
work.
No, it wasn't. I think
You were somewhere.
Game.
I was doing something. I may have just been trying to sleep like a normal person.
Disgusting. How dare you?
No, it felt terrible. Still feels terrible. My sleep's so fucked. I think I was addicted to solitaire at the time.
All right. Well, you guys want to begin? I know that we were going to wait on Aiolos, but well, you know, we can wait too. We you know, oh, that's right. We were going to do Stars and Wishes from last episode. That's what we were going to do. Yeah, we can do that real quick. We'll give him a little bit of buffering time. If he doesn't come in by then we'll just, you know, we'll get on. Yo, Neat Nat, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Sweet. Hey, Drez.
Is neat nat?
Neat Nat.
I hate that sentence I just said, but it's an accurate
Neat
statement of it's an accurate question.
Nat.
The person known as Nat.
Yeah, but he's a Neat Nat. They are a
It was
Neat
very
Nat.
neat. Yeah.
You've confused. Okay, this is circular.
Yes, it is
Fucked up.
circular.
Squares.
Look, okay, Folo, you rolled a 19, I rolled a 16. That means that your luck is better than mine.
That means I'm gonna die.
it
Yeah.
just means
There is no good roll. It always means I'm gonna die.
Hey, I hit Nat with the shotgun.
Nice. Okay, so did you guys want to do
Yay.
last week's Stars and Wishes since we didn't get to that? And then we can, while we're waiting on Aiolos, and then we can go ahead and get into this session.
Naturally.
Okay.
neat.
How fast can we shotgun Stars and Wishes?
You know what? We'll start with you,
Yeah.
Folo.
All right, shotgun, very easy. Stars, I really love the responses to Belle's death. Wishes, I wish Belle didn't fucking die.
That's a tough one.
Also, wait, a secondary wish is I wish combat didn't go 2 sessions again.
Technically 3, but it's okay.
Don't you start with me.
But we were in combat for 5.5 sessions of that entire segment.
I wasn't there for 2 sessions. That's all that mattered.
But there's a lot of RP like in between and stuff, so you know.
Yeah,
it
I know. I
balances.
wasn't there. How do you think I feel?
What you okay?
Yeah,
It'd be like that. We'll go with llamas. Llamas.
Yes, that's me. Wishes. I wish my boy didn't fucking die.
My boy.
my beautiful boy.
Stars. The RP war between Pavoni and Cleric was pretty grand.
Think you see his favorite character?
Second star. Basically, vaporizing the big general Pain in the hallway and accidentally splattering Z.
I'm so mad about that.
Not my fault. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Always.
Oh, real quick, Neat Nat. So just so you know, hi, I'm Chef Byers. I am the DM. This is the Tuesday group. We this game is it's a few sessions long. If it's something that you enjoy or something that any of you enjoy, over on YouTube, which I have the link over there on there. All the episodes are there. In the middle of like putting them down to like podcast form, but like the full ass VODs are up there, but you can skip through. We usually do this at the beginning. But not only that, Friday I have another group that they're called the Aquamarine Academy, and then I do community one shots, which is actually this Saturday. And then the following Saturday we'll be doing marbles, and anyone that's in the community can come play marbles and have a chance to win. So this is a D&D and a lot of D&D. Yeah, that's what I do here. Mainly. Also, Llamas is here. He's here a
3
lot.
games a week. You're approaching my normal game times.
If I wasn't trying to do some other stuff, it'd probably be more. But let's keep it to 3 for a little bit. Awesome, nice ones, llamas. We'll go down to stealth, Miss Tall.
So, like the others, I really wish Belle hadn't died. That's my big wish. My second wish is that we can bring him back. But no. Stars. The banter between Cleric and Pavoni is just awesome. And yeah, I really liked how Cleric returned and didn't get corrupted. So yay!
Yeah, that was nice.
Those are my stars and wishes. That was very nice.
Woo! We'll go to Meepy. Meepy.
Hello. Let's see. Star. We lived kind of. Even though some of the star and wishes that we had to shove Belle into a body bag, not his sleeping bag.
Same thing.
I have to make a distinct bag reference, so you know. Cleric needs to stay around, cause Pavoni more chaos. And then we're, you know, wish we don't fall to our death. Yay!
I mean, 3 of us can fly, but one of the people who can fly isn't here.
Yeah, and you guys are in like a gel ball, so that's kind of rough.
Oh right, I no longer have Featherfall ready because of the level up.
Awesome. Well, you guys haven't technically leveled up yet, but
Okay, guys, I still have Featherfall. It's all good.
yeah, you'll be fine. What was it? Oh, Belle. Hey, Belle. You go, Belle.
Hi, I am the player formerly known as Bell.
The one that died. He's the one that died.
Yeah,
Not the one that's
I'm the
missing
one
for the stream. It's the one that died.
Yeah, I'm the one
boy who
that
died.
The one that's missing is still alive. The boy who died.
Come to live.
What a legend.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra, yes. Stars was definitely the Cleric and Pavoni RP fight for last session. That was really great to watch. You know, I could definitely tell the audio drama aspect of the show. How well that was going because I was out the entire fight. Wishes, I wish I was not dead. Oh, and we are level 5.
You all just got to be level 4.
Yeah, can I be level 5? I get more stuff to die.
But I wish we were
I'm good
level
with
5.
5.
I'm good with 5 too, honestly. Like, yeah.
If we were
my.
level 5, Pavoni would have been able to cast Revivify, but that's not on the table.
Oh, there's a reason why a death before you guys could actually get Revivify is kind of important. You'll find out during this session why. You'll find out during this session why Revivify is not always your best choice. But you know, it'll be all right. It'll be fine. You'll figure it out.
That's some menacing DM shit. Stop that.
Wait, can I be level 6
You've
instead? At
played
level
in my
6, I get
games.
extra
You
death.
know what happens when someone dies and comes back. They don't always come back normally.
Yes, my poor characters.
1 sec.
It's mine. Stars and wishes. Enjoyed Pavoni and Cleric like most.
Wait,
other
shit,
people.
we're outside now.
Yeah, you guys are outside.
Fuck.
You basically like a giant loot. You know what? We'll go over that in a minute. I'll go ahead and do mine. Pavoni and Cleric's little RP. Love that. The moment that Johanna got up, kind of like decided to like brush off and decided to be a badass. That was very nice of them. Jocasta, who isn't here. Poor Aiolos. Rest in peace, Aiolos. I say that. I hope that they're fine. It was a joke, and I would like it not to be true. Universe. Them actually getting to use some of their spells. That was great. Enjoyed that very much. Z taunting the big guy away from the group and making sure that they can, you know, you guys could get away, get up, recover. It was also really cool. And Belle. I don't think Belle moved from that spot in 2 sessions. Like a foot.
He didn't have the option.
But he
Bell
had
got yo-yoed on that spot 5 times.
But he got he had his moment, and he got his heart eaten, and my heart goes out to him getting his heart eaten.
Hey, I got the heart back.
You did get the heart back.
Good thing bugs digest slowly.
Wishes. I'm good. I don't have any wishes.
Fuck you.
I'm good. There's a lot of things that needed to happen and a lot of things that did happen. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start this. Again, hello, welcome into, I believe I'm officially calling this the Chosen Six. Welcome into the Chosen Six. I am the DM, Chef Byers, welcoming my intrepid travelers. We have about 7 llamas playing Pavoni, Folo playing Johanna, TooTheMaxx playing Belphegor, Meep playing Z, and StealthyDruid playing Tall, and the honorable mention would be Aiolos playing Jocasta. They'll be in soon, I'm sure. They wouldn't want to miss this for the world. Last episode, the very end of it, you guys were inside of this ant hive in a royal chamber. There was goop and gel everywhere. You guys saw the walls were like breaking apart as you were going through. Some of you guys even collected it before you guys got there. And when you guys got into the big chamber, there was these giant cracks throughout the floor. And as the battle was over, as you guys finally took down General Payne, rumbling started. And it actually started a little bit before that. And the walls started bursting. And this goo started coming everywhere, dripping down from above, coming from below, beside. And you guys did the best you can to get away from it, to get out of it. And as you guys flew, because most of you have flying, especially with Cleric there, grabbing up either with your broom or whatnot, trying to get out, you guys end up getting caught up in the honey. And imagine like hawking a loogie and the honey like dripping out of the bottom of this thing as like the bottom of the bottom of this hive is bursting open, and you guys bloop down into it and into this like droplet of a ball. And you guys are outside. You're outside. You're falling within this honey that you guys are currently in. There's a few things that you guys can see. First off, the entire group is together, so that's an A+. That's a plus. Second thing is that the armor is there. Agnar's armor is there. Cleric is
I
there.
grabbed it before we left.
Yes, and the shield is there. So you do have all that stuff. It is there with you. You guys didn't leave anything behind, but you are in this substance that is very dense. And like as Pavoni and Cleric like are trying to fly and trying to scurry out of it, and you're all trying to scurry out of it. It's almost like quicksand. Like the more you're struggling, the more it's like hardening around you. And you begin to fall, and you're outside. And what you see when you're outside, just for a moment, like through all of this, because you're not like spinning, you're just dropping down. You look up, and you see the sun is at about high noon. And with the sun being at high noon, you look over, and the moon is about halfway into the sky. It's daytime, and the moon is shining just like if it was in the middle of the night. It is bright, and you can see it. And if you'd have to say like on a horizon, it's about halfway to getting to the sun if it was like a chase that it was going after. And as you're looking at that, there are 2 people that I need to make perception checks. As you guys fall, the 2 people on top would be Pavoni and Z. You guys are like looking up and you look over. I need the 2 of you to make me a perception check though.
Yes, sir.
Critical fail.
Pavoni's got honey in his eyes. Z got a 9. Perfect. So as you guys start to fall, you see an insect coming after you. The best way that you can describe it is one of the bugs that probably captured you. But this one's larger. You just see this large figure with these giant wings coming down. And as you're falling, you're falling at breakneck speeds, about 500 feet per 6 seconds or per round. As you're falling down, you see this massive insect flying after you, and it's hurling. And as you're trying to escape, do you cast Featherfall, Johanna?
Please remember that Featherfall only has a 1-minute duration, so it only works for the last 600 feet.
Yeah, no, not ideal.
Perfect. As you guys are falling, you're thinking about what to do, how to stop this, and how to get out of it. And this creature is coming, and Z, you feel it, and you see its talons start coming through this goop at you. As it's coming, we'll go ahead and let Tall and Johanna, will you make me a perception check as you guys are looking down? I'm assuming to try to gauge to make sure that you guys can cast your spells or whatnot at a good chance.
Oof.
Perfect. We have an 11 and an 8 for those perception checks. Tall, you're in the middle, you're jumbled up. People's feet are in your way. There's bird feathers up in this goop. You can't get like a clear sight, and it's not exactly crystal
one way
clear.
To be tarred and feathered.
This is tarred and feathered. As you're looking down, Johanna, you see something moving through the clouds underneath you guys. You guys are in like this bellowing clouds, but you're not in it, but you're heading down towards this giant, thick, black cloud that you can see as your like face is pressed up and you're trying to get out of this goop. And you see an image, probably, if I would have to say in D&D terms, a gargantuan being starting to come out of the clouds underneath you. The up at the top, this insect or whatever, who has got its claws into the goop that's trying to get at you. Cleric actually starts to grab you as he has had his feet on you as he was flying you through the tunnels of the hive. And he sees what's going on, and he actually moves you out of the way. He moves you down, and you see that he puts his feet up, one of his feet up, and he starts to mouth something at you, but you can't hear him because everything that's going on. Make me an either perception or insight check. Wonderful. As he pushes you down and pushes you around with that 16 perception, you see that he's trying to move you out of the way. His eyes are big and bulging, and throughout this entire thing, he has grown very fond of you and very close to you. And you see him mouthing the words, "Come back for me." And he puts his claw up there and protects you and pushes you down, and you see this ant's like hand goes and grabs him, and its wings go up like a parachute to try to stop. And for a second, the entire ball stops in midair. And Celic's trying to claw and keep on, but he's not pulling any of you. He's not grabbing any of you. He doesn't want to pull you with him. He's trying to wrap his hands around like more goo and this jello-y honey substance. And you see this thing starts to flap as it starts to go up, and down below, Johanna's seeing as a ginormous blue whale comes out of the clouds. And as you're looking at it,
I can't see shit.
or Pavoni,
Everybody's mumbling.
This thing literally leaps out of the clouds, and you see its bristles open up, and all the ones up top can see this ant flapping its insect wings harder and harder and harder, and all of a sudden, boop, Cleric gets pulled out of the goop. And you can see as whatever has him, this large creature, whatever has him, is starting to fly away with him. And you see this large whale's mouth open, and you go in, and it's pitch black, and it's dark.
Geppetto, where are we?
Shit, what language is Pinocchio? God damn it.
Why can't we ever just land in a
Italian?
hot spring?
Right?
You start to get tossed around. You're hitting what you can only assume are like the roof of his mouth, his tongue, and this honey is like sticking to everything, and all of a sudden you see this bright blue light coming from like the back of his sarcophagus, like That's the wrong esophagus. Thank you. Sarcophagus. Jesus Christ.
Oh shit! It's tooth and blue whale.
as you're being swallowed and you start going down his throat, you pass through this bright blue light. And you feel a thud. You open your eyes. You are no longer entangled, but you have this goo all around you. And as you open up, you see this large blue dragon standing in the middle. And as you look down upon the ground, it's a magical symbol. It's glowing white. His hands are upon the ground. He's muttering something. And you can just feel the magical energy coming out of whatever this ritual casted circle is. And as you come to, you feel like parts of your body, like literally inch by inch of your body is being reassembled here. As you look down, like it was at first your head, then your neck, then your torso, then your hands, then your feet. Inch by inch, all of you get brought here. And as the spell ends, you just hear a whoosh over the lands and this push and a fog that goes out, and the fires that are all around you just kind of billow in it. And you look up and he looks fucking exhausted. But also you're surrounded by orcs. You're surrounded by some lizard folk, some dragon scaly like things that are tiny. Couple people that you recognize. You recognize Serenor from the guild. You recognize Dave and Miss Robin. And as you stop for a second and look at this dragon, you notice that he looks just a shit ton like Smaug, but big.
Get this
Smaug?
blasted honey out of
Can
my
it-
son
can
of
it-
a whore. That hurts.
I think we've died.
Yeah, this is definitely death.
Ow.
No,
Pain.
Smaug, is that you?
That ain't Smaug.
Yeah.
Smaug was tiny.
Yes.
I
Yes. You're back. Finally, I've caught up to all of you.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Who said that? My eyes are still adjusting. Can't see very well.
That's because you can't see in the dark. Wait, hold on.
Wait, it's not dark. Hold on.
Yeah, I realized that. That's in character.
Let me turn on the lights for you.
But
No,
we
I
would
see it.
be-
It's just in
I'm
character.
pretty sure we're
realization.
dead.
Wait, what was that?
I don't feel dead.
What does death feel like?
No.
Have you
you're
ever been
not.
dead?
I
I
have.
don't imagine there's too much difference.
That
That's what we could
honey
tell if we're dead.
burns. Why is Serenor standing there menacingly? Why is that dragon wearing a sweater vest? Hi, Dave.
That's why I
Hey.
figured we were dead.
Wait, Dave, isn't that Belle's friend?
You see Serenor kind of, he sits down and wraps his tail around. He puts his wings around him, and he just has this giant smile
Serenor has a
upon his
tail?
face. Yes, he is now what you would refer to as a young dragon.
Serenor or
Might not
Yeah.
Smaug.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay, that
Look,
was really
there's-
weird.
Serenor can have a
There's a
tail.
lot of characters on this place.
I was like,
Give
fucking
me a minute.
Serenor
Hold on,
is
we missed something.
Is a dragonborn warforged now?
He sits there and he just smiles and he goes, I have been attempting to get you here for a very long time. I have been casting this ritual for 2 days. I am tired, but we have much to discuss. But before we do it, where is Belle?
It's in the bag.
Can I have the bag of holding? Pavoni just,
Sure.
if he could frown, he would.
Put tall hands over the bag of holding, kind of sheepishly, and hangs her head. Here you go.
Pavoni accesses his bag of holdings account and
Welcome to
will,
the bags of holding. How can I
I hate
assist
this
you?
place.
Hi there. I'd like to make a withdrawal scry shield, please.
Affirmative.
Scry shield goes up and the bag opens, and as you look down into it and you see the empty void, you can see Bell floating around.
Pavoni gets Bell out of the bag and produces the preserved corpse of Bell.
As you go in there to reach him and get him out, something a little odd has happened to Bell. His fur pelt has activated, and he is wrapped up in his own furry cocoon.
Confusion.
He looks and he goes, "Why is he furry? Why is he dead?" And he pokes at him.
We had a very nasty fight in the hive. I tried all I could. We tried all we could.
It's no matter. I'm sure we can find someone around here to revive him.
Pavoni is just looking across Smaug to Miss Robin and Dave, just wondering how they're reacting.
As you pull him out, you look over and you can see, Dave has his like glasses up, but there's like definitely like streams of tears that are coming down below it, and Miss Robin just has like her arm like thrown around Dave, trying to console him. As you can see, like his shoulders are like going up and down, and his hand is over his mouth. He's trying his best not to break down because he's a cool dude. Cool dudes don't cry.
Well, Pavoni, noticing this, is going to walk up and hug Dave.
Hey, nah, it's all right, man. It's fine. You know, people die all the time. You ain't got to do all this, man. It'll be fine.
Dave, you and I both know the rule of cool. Cool dudes look out for their bros.
He fist bumps you. All right, get the fuck away. Just...
I hate it.
He just nods.
So you see the Drake that you walked by that's been standing by Dave. He follows you back, to where Bell is, and he starts sniffing around Bell. That's it.
What's he doing? Pavoni is asking Smaug.
And if I remember, Tetrakris was one of, well, if not the protector of Belphegor. He probably just smells his old master.
Bird-like visible confusion.
We have much to discuss. But before we do, he whips around and looks at all of you. You should know that I am extraordinarily proud of you. You should all also know that I'm not going to tell you why Serenor is here until Aiolos gets here, because Aiolos has been wishing for this for a long time. So act like Serenor's punk ass isn't there. He's just standing there
Got his
watching
back
you.
turned to you, and you can't tell it's him.
Yeah.
Now, everybody is just avoiding Serenor because we're thinking he's going to chew us out.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that too.
We'll get to him when Aiolos is here.
It's just like that one dude at a party, you know he's there, but you're just kind of skirting
Like,
the crowd, just hoping they don't see you.
So he kind of like whips around, Smal does, and he looks at Johanna and all of you, and he goes, "I am endlessly proud of you all. What you have attempted to do, what you've tried to do, the stories that have been told about you. You have done the best you can with the shittiest of situations.
Is this about the dance crew?
That too. I did hear about that. But this is about more than the dance crew. This is about more than the Serenors. You just see Serenor just like nods his head.
Z's gonna pull a
Oh
piece
God,
of
he knows
blood
about
from
it.
her shirt and be like, "Did you say you were proud of us?
What have we even done?
Wait, they're telling stories about us?
All over.
Oh no, not stories again.
Stories. Oh no.
Who?
Have you not heard the radio transmissions?
What's
About
radio?
that, the
Ra-
one radio scale we kind of had to chuck it in at the potato field because it was wiretapped.
I know, I told you to do that. I was on the phone with Jocasta.
Well, yeah, I haven't had access to a phone since Coco took his shell back.
Oh, well, they have been telling of your stories, telling of your deeds at Ligma, that your
Fucking goddamn
deeds
it.
at the Kraben, telling of, unfortunately, the destination of Wind Knight. But there were some survivors that told of how you did your best to protect them and save them from hunger. So yes, pride. Unfortunately, some of it may have been in vain, depending upon how you take the news I have.
Pavoni is looking
What
around
a
and like,
figure.
hold that.
Uh-oh.
There's
where's my
never
brother?
good news without
can't be
bad
good.
news.
Right?
Uh,
Yeah, where's Celic?
I got a bunch of
The
honey
bug
in my
people?
eyes and I couldn't see him.
The
What
bug
do you mean, the
people?
bug people?
I just had feathers and talons in my eyes.
They kind of got him out of the goo while we were falling.
The same guys that were
snatched
trying to
him.
kill us?
It was a flying. It was hard to see. His flying thing. It looked like the other things, but angry.
There's a couple things that you guys see as you're looking around for Celic, trying to figure some things out. The first off is that the armor that came along with you, this red drake, has laid its head down on and is curled up with it. And this white drake has started like gnawing at the bottom of your staff, Z. Not like trying to eat it, but like playfully.
Can I give it head nuzzles?
You sure can give it head nuzzles.
Oh, no.
You see Celic go, Makava, stop, don't, friend, not food. And Makava just like puts his head down a little bit and looks, and then he goes and he takes one last, like he opens his mouth to put it around it, and he stops, and he goes back, and he just sits there like a good boy.
I can give him more head nuzzles. It's a good boy.
Oh, and Jeff, that deception I rolled was Pavoni trying to hide his emotions about his brother.
It's a nat 20. It's natural. You've been hiding your emotions about your brother for a long time.
I thought we were gonna die,
He just hugged Dave, and he's hiding his emotions about his brother.
and Celic was trying to be heroic, and there was not much I could do about it.
Pavoni's just nodding as
Well, now we gotta
Z
get
is
back up there.
saying,
Before you guys have your reunions, I'm sure there's many people here that wish to give them to you. There is a few things that we need to discuss. And he looks at Johanna. Specifically. Johanna. There is a lot of things that are going to happen. There are some things here that we need to discuss as a group, and some things, I don't know the best way to put this, that may shock you, that may put you on edge, and I just need you to listen to me as a whole before you start acting.
I don't think that's gonna work very well.
Belle is dead, and my clothes are in tatters. But all right.
Okay. You guys remember when we were all there for the curse marks, right? That little thing There was
No, we were there.
okay.
Pavoni just looks down his shirt for the curse mark.
Yours is faded.
Oh.
Like Belle's. He goes, you may have been playing into somebody's hand. I will tell you whom after I tell you what. So, while we were all gone, I summoned the creatures, my friends, my guardians, of when I was a pup. This is Kias, and he points to the red one. She was known as the Destroyer back in her days. That down there is Tetacris. That is Makava, the white. And
Wait, Makava?
yes, that is Makava.
Yes, good boy.
Why does that name sound familiar?
It's probably
Above board, Pavoni heard Jocasta saying something to a Makava on the phone, but didn't know who it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just like, what? Why does that name sound familiar?
I mean, it could be a common name from where they're from.
You see the last of the drakes come over, and he just smiles and he goes, "That one is Dude. Just go with it. She has had a great retirement and has done much to just chillax." And it just kind of like comes over and like does a what's up to Tall.
What's up?
Yes, Dragon Dude.
He goes, so, okay, here's the thing. Here's the whole thing. We may have been manipulated. A little. A lot. I believe that what is happening today, or what has been happening to all of you, has not been, I know it's not been by chance. And I believe that the misconceptions and the misconceiving has been not only a ploy, but now we have figured it out. I have summoned them. They helped me get some of my powers back. We did lose one of them, 2 of them. We lost 2 of them in getting it back, but the rest of them, instead of going back to their retirement, their own dimensions, have decided to stay. They are what is the remnants of the Dragon's God from before everything was sealed. All the dragons, these 6 in particular, cast off bits of themselves to stay behind, to take care of me, to show me how to do many things. They lived for 1,000 years with me, and then I put them into retirement, gave them a nice easy life as I watched over my lair, their lair, watched over the seal of the demons. And then I was captured, which you know of. But I did not know of the ceremony that took place to give you your curses, and I told you on that day that I was not aware or sure of everything that was going on. And I've spent time with them, and we have contacted some of their selves within another realm, and you see Makava just like put his head down and like start holding it. And he looks at you, Smog looks at you and goes, Makava has an echo. He can contact other planes of existence, and he used it almost endlessly to give us this information. The seals that are upon you are the 6 seals that hold the 6 high achievers of the Lord of Anguish.
That doesn't sound good.
You have...
Somehow I feel like we got this information a little earlier.
This is the part where it differs. You have been going around breaking these seals, and every time you break them, you break the bond with one of the achievers, and the seal that holds the demons gets a little looser. Each of you have your own different foothold.
So we don't need to break them?
So here's the thing. You, as you say that, and he kind of like darts his eyes like back and forth. You look down below, and you hear the wooden door open up to the camp, and as it opens, a figure walks through. He looks like a human. He's tall, red hair, red cloak,
She's tall.
a glass
No, I'm
staff,
tall.
Motherfucker!
a glass staff. And in one of his hands, he is holding an orb, a clear, or not a clear orb, a rainbowed orb in it. Above board, this would look exactly like the one that was retrieved from the last one shot. As he comes in,
that's why I said motherfucker.
as he opens up the door and closes it back, he goes, "Hi, I'm Serenor of the Forecasters. I can clear up much more of this than your friend can."
Wait, Saranor?
You're
Pavoni looks
Sarah?
back at Saranor.
This seems needlessly complicated.
He looks
Ooh,
up.
that hurts.
Pavoni is just
All
looking
looks
between
back and forth, all
Saranor and
confused.
Saranor. And
Yep.
after like 4 different looks backs and forths, Pavoni says, "This is getting out of hand. There's 2 of them now."
He was named after me. Don't worry about that. It's common
Wait.
to name people after heroic figures of the past.
How old is he?
Him? Oh, I don't know. You would have to ask him. I can tell you how old I am if it makes you feel any better.
That's a weird surname. Love the Forecasters. And Z's gonna plop down, head nuzzle the dragon next to her.
I mean, most of the times in times of old, people's surnames are with their profession.
They were our professionals. However, there's a couple things that you need to know, and a couple things that Mr. Smaug here doesn't. The first off is he is right. Your curses do intertwine with the seals. What you may have figured or may not have figured is this. They all represent one of your ancestors. The person that is orchestrating this has known of you, has pushed you towards the ends of which you have done. He stops and he puts a hand on Pavoni and he goes, "You, Pavoni, I have read your family's lineage and your history. You are a descendant of one Agnar, the Punitive. Tall."
Pavoni narrows his eyes. "You're not here to tell me you're here to collect my father's debts, are you?"
"No, I have no need for your father's debts.
Are you still hurting for money, Pavoni?
No.
I-
But someone else in the family is.
I am here for 2 reasons. The first one is that my master wishes for you to succeed. The second one is that knowledge and what is to come can only be done by the 6 of you. Your own choices."
Is it really 6 still?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Z's count here. We may be
Ooh.
1 short.
Let me...
Isn't time of the essence on that? I know the stories are good.
give...
Well, the ritual Johanna cast lasts for 10 days, but I don't know how much we lost to transportation.
Give me just a moment. Let me tell you a little bit about bringing someone back to the death, and a gift that I have for all of you.
Back to the death?
Back
Yes,
from the death.
why would we want to kill him again?
I mean, you might when he's alive again.
It's a slip
No,
of
that's fair.
tongue. I have come with a gift. The gift of knowledge, and a gift to make sure that your friend doesn't end up like mine. For coming back is not as simple as casting a spell and they are back 100%. Something is either lost, and in a few cases, gained. And he blinks down a little bit. And he looks back up. He goes, "There is only one true way to bring someone back from that death unscathed." And he
The resurrection?
No. Oh no. No. He he brings out his orb that he's had in his hand, and it glows, and you can see in the middle of it that there's a timepiece, what you would know as a pocket watch. He goes, "This is a choice that you may have. You can go and find someone to revive him, but know that he may not come back as the person that you know. He may come back a little scarred. You do not die and go to the afterlife and go to have your soul cleansed and be brought back without some additional damage occurring. It's just not possible. You are back, not fully. Something is missing. Or, in some cases, gained. And that can be even more terrifying. There's only one way to do it, and that is with a very special type of magic. One that my master is proficient in. That is chrono magic. The only way to bring him back fully is to reverse time.
Okay. Let's do it.
Oh, that is exponentially more dangerous.
No.
And
He holds out the orb, and he takes his glass staff in one hand and he shatters it, and he takes out and it goes everywhere, and glass just like falls, but as it hits the ground it evaporates, and he shakes off the item, and he holds it, and you can see that there's 2 buttons and there's a face on there. He goes, "Again, this is your choice. You press the left button. You name one." Actually, he stops. He goes, he looks at the back of it. It's 3. You can name 3 people. You can reverse them up to 24 hours. Their bodies. You can reconnect a lost cord of life. He said, however, the right button, you can pick 6 people. You 6 can stop time for 24 hours. With you not being frozen. That is your choice. Would you like to stop the entire world except for yourself for 1 day? Or would you like to reverse time for 1 person? He will not go back into the sky. He will not go back into the fight. His body and body alone will reverse, and the connection that he has will be back gained.
I mean, we don't have a reason
Yes.
to mess with time.
wait,
What
hold
do
on.
we-
How do you stop time for everyone but ourselves if it's not one of us?
He looks at you and goes, Speak plain. What do you mean if it's not one of you?"
Well, it stops time, but it's not one of us. How does anything function? How could water flow if everything is stopped?
It does not. It stops for the world for the very second, except for the 6 you name.
Either which way, I don't think we need it for ourselves. Just Belle, really.
I don't like tampering with the threads of fate.
This isn't fate.
Well,
Hey, do you have a better idea, Pavoni?
I'd rather have Belle back.
Whatever happened to Cosma?
I take it Cosmo didn't make it either.
No.
I thought he'd be chiming in if he did.
Cos-
I mean, that makes
Cosmo
sense.
gave
So we
his-
should bring back Belle.
Cosmo gave his life for Jocasta.
He stops and goes, "I don't know about Cosma. Perhaps. I'm not sure of the circumstances of that. If you have their body, mayhaps. If not, I'm not sure. But the clock only goes back 24 hours. So if you're going to do this for your friend Belle, it has to be within the 24-hour period of which he lost his life. Now, on to the further news.
Press the button.
The further news is about whom you are, or about whom is doing all of this and why. And speaking of Belle, I believe most of you know he is the descendant of Belphegor, known as the Nightmare King and Lord of the Anguish's court. Johanna, he looks at you, yours is Eljar, the Wrathful.
What?
Z, the Wrathful, Eljar.
Wait, both
What
Z and
did I
Johanna
answer?
are descendants of the Wrathful
No.
Eljar?
No, I said
Excellent.
Johanna, and then they kept
Yes.
saying what. So I
Well,
repeated
Johanna doesn't
myself.
understand who this is.
Yeah, that's why I repeated it.
I love Pavoni's confusion or Llama's confusion. One of the other. Both.
Yeah, they're both
I
great.
want it to be both.
Llamas knew exactly what was going on. Pavoni is being a dumbass.
He stops and he goes, Z, yours is Centaura the Corrupted. My bad. Centaura the Corruptor. And Tal, yours is Leona, the Horde Keeper. And Jocasta's up there is Josari, the Baron.
Why can't anybody like be keeper of flowers?
Yes, what are the chances all of us come from these sorts of people, and they all sound like monsters?
Because they were. They changed into them. They were your descendants that gave their life along with these dragons'
Wait,
true
hold on, this is
form.
getting too time convoluted.
This is why I don't like messing with time.
Fine, let's bring this back.
You said descendants, Jeff.
1,000 years ago, six
Why
people.
is it always 1,000?
Well, because 931 sounds awkward.
It's true. It does sound awkward.
I mean, it's not
She's
lying.
got a point. If you want to know the
fair.
exact date, we could go
Agreed.
back to the library, but I mean, I don't have it
Oh, I
on
could
me.
go to the library. Wait, no.
You know,
There's a library
roll
around
up.
here?
I don't have time for this.
It's called Sidrat. It's mine. It was given to me by Aiolos, but that's not here nor there. 1,000 years ago, more or less, plus or minus, 6 people who have a connection to you, but that doesn't matter. 6 people were fighting in a war against the Lord of Anguish, who was rising in power. He had 6 individuals that took over different things. The Lord of Nightmares had over the dreaming world. The Lord of Baron had famine that went across the realm. The Wrathful literally rained down hell upon people and made blood flow through the streets. The Corruptor would bring bodies back from the dead using her fungals. The Horde Keeper would steal from anyone not infected by the Ravager's curse and use it to cure their alignment. You see Smon goes, my people hated the Horde Keeper the most of all. Yes, they took hordes all the time. And
Which one was the Horde Keeper again?
And the Punitive caused wars between kingdoms, stating this was righteous or that was righteous.
Why were they called the Punitive?
I don't know. I would have to go ask them, but they were called the Punitive. Probably something to do with judgmentals. Now,
Is that like the elementals?
Can I tell the story or not?
Sorry,
Stop
Johanna's
interrupting.
Johanna's blatantly excited to hear things.
Awesome. So Cernor continues, and he says, your ancestors went up with the dragons against them. Each of your ancestors sacrificed their bodies, their souls, to, boom, become the vessels of which they could be trapped. They were trapped within the demons, the demons and these people. Without the 6 high achievers to go along with the Lord of Anguish, he lost a lot of his divine powers. A lot of people stopped believing in him. The Ravagers cursed weakened, and everyone was able to go about their fucking lives. But every time you break one of your curses, one of your bonds, they are free. The seal gets a little bit more. However, the downside is, as you keep them, you will go crazier till the day that you go mad. And if that day were to come, you would probably have to be trapped in a room for your own safety. as well as others. And if you want somebody to blame for all this, you can blame Johanna's mother.
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
Really?
Huh?
What?
Shmal goes, I wasn't getting to that yet. Just hold. Hey, I told you to
Can
hold
Z back up from just
Johanna pulls out a book.
on. Hold
Sorry,
on.
what?
Hold on. One
Pavoni
minute.
just looks at Johanna. What?
She has been
what? I know it.
orchestrating this. She wants the seals broken. You are carrying the people, the things that herald. The whole reason why you are even cursed in the first place is because of the immense amount of planning she did. She knew of each of you, each of your bloodlines. She knew that the time was coming. You are not heralding him in as you would think. You are not bringing him. You are bringing his power. The curse.
So the bitch on the phone is your mom?
Wait, hold.
Oh,
What?
okay. Just real quick.
What?
Look, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave, and you
My
guys can
mother wouldn't
argue
do that.
about this. I'm going to. We'll get to that in a second. Just real quick.
No, this is kind of important.
Yes, the dragon had to be there. There was you guys remember like the giants that it was a whole thing, big ceremony. That's why you guys are here. But I'm assuming that she's gotten at least a little bit of something that she wants as the Ravagers curse has spread. You guys have fun with that. I'm going to go now. May Aowa be with you, and blessed be the day.
Wait, where are you going?
Wait, hold on. What about Belle?
We're not
Wait,
done yet.
what? Wait, get back here.
I gave you the piece. You have the timepiece.
Don't you want it back?
No, you didn't.
It's
You're still
one
holding
time.
it.
It's one-time use.
Then why does it have 3 buttons?
It has 2 buttons. You can pick one or the other.
I thought you said it had 3 buttons.
It's 2.
That's what I
You
thought.
turned it
I
over.
thought he said, yeah, he said there was one.
It has 2 buttons and an alarm bell.
That's
I don't
the thing. We're doing it for Belle.
He throws the chrono watch at you, Pavoni.
Pavoni, it strikes Pavoni in the head before falling into his hand. Ow!
It's in your inventory as chrono watch.
Ooh, lightning.
Oh, good. Bell's back. Perfect. I did put that over there, right? I'm gonna do it again.
I see it.
Awesome. Very
Why
good.
did he talk like my mother being involved isn't important?
Smaug kid, I'm not here for
Mac
that.
doesn't like conflict, apparently.
Smaug kind of like puts his head up. Let the. Do you know who that is?
I don't care who it is.
Oh. What if I told you that was the champion of Aowa that you're speaking to?
Good, then I'll just replace him.
Hmm?
I
What?
don't care.
Oh, sorry. Meep was saying something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Replace him, but let's let him be about his business. I'm sure he's busy. He came all this way to give you this information, give you this item, and knowing him, he's probably got his fingers in a bunch of other things. He is right. I must be going. It is about that time. There is one thing that I need from all of you.
Other than shock and awe?
Yeah, don't cause the destruction of the world.
I have a question for you.
Hit me.
I mean,
Hypothetically speaking, what would happen if 2 of us were missing curse marks?
Depends on the 2. Which 2?
Why?
Pavoni points at Bell and himself.
Bird and a dead body. What a
I
good pair.
mean,
Well,
isn't Jocasta also missing?
No,
one?
Jocasta got
Jocasta's
stronger.
yeah, Jocasta's got stronger.
Okay.
um,
Okay.
if it is Bell, that means that the Nightmare King is free to do his thing, and once the Lord of Anguish is born, and he brings dreams back, the Nightmare King will infest everyone and spread his plague. No, everyone will be of half sleep at best. And for you, oh, that's right, you're the punitive. Countries will begin to go to war with each other.
I thought they were already at war.
No, they were powder kegging at best.
But now
Yes.
they're just setting it on fire.
This is
I mean,
Marching-
ironically, that tracks my MO.
Yes.
Yeah,
That would be them. It's good that Jocasta's is still. The barren means that the land will not become barren. So
famine?
A famine.
Oh,
But
you meant the void. I thought you meant like a baron.
no, like barren wasteland.
Okay, now another hypothetically speaking. Of the remaining 3 curse marks we haven't seen, which would be the worst to set free?
The 2 worst ones would be the Wrathful and the Corruptor.
Looking at Johanna and Z.
Johanna doesn't give a shit.
But that defines your power as worst, because those 2 may be bad, but even the Horde Keeper, Leora, would be near unstoppable, especially with how this world is. The greed that the Horde Keeper could amass, even without the undead at their side and the diseased of the Corruptor, or turning people even faster into Ravagers, they could buy the land and then
Tall
steal it
gasps.
right back. So they are
No.
all bad.
Now, another hypothetically speaking. Is it possible to put the lightning back in the bottle without cursing another person?
He sits there and he thinks. It's possible. Yes, you do have a dragon. That would be the hardest part of it. You just need to find a giant's kin. And the person, yes, a kin of the person who you're trying to put the lightning back into.
Now, does that person have to be somebody who hasn't been cursed yet?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, then that disqualifies all of us standing here.
Ah,
I don't think I'm related to a giant.
that's... He just,
Me
like,
either.
winces at you, and he goes, no, the giant is... You don't have to be related
No.
to the
we
giant.
don't need to be related to the giant king. We need a giant king to help us.
No, you would need to slaughter it.
What?
Wait,
Do you,
what?
do you remember how you got your curse marks?
Wait, then why would doing the same thing make it go away?
It wouldn't make it go away. It would put lightning back in a bottle. You could
Yes, I asked him how to put lightning back in the bottle.
You could reinvigorate it. You could basically restart it. But I don't know the steps for that. I do not know how to do it. I know the ingredients, but I don't know how to perform such a powerful thing. There may be more to it, but I know that those are the basics.
Now, another hypothetical question.
You're full of them. I like it. What else?
Can we have that labeled as Plan C in case of emergency? In case we need more time?
It has to be more than C.
Well, yes, because you have a few plans. So here's your plan A. The 3 of you that are left, or 4, I guess Jocasta still has theirs. I don't know how that all works, but the rest of you could go and remove your curse marks and be up to fit. I'm going to be honest. The time of the eclipse, for anyone that does have a curse mark, it's going to be hard to fight. You're going to have an issue going and standing up against the king, as coursing through your blood is not only your blood, but also the blood of his high achievers. Now, you could go and break those curses, but if you were to do that, your task has but one end. One way to stop the world from going back, one way from releasing demons and fiends onto this world again. And that is to go kill the Lord of Anguish.
I have another hypothetical question.
Go ahead.
What if in our attempt to remove a curse mark got stronger? Just kind of side-eyes Jocasta.
That would be a set in stone mark. That's... Unfortunately, I don't... He stomps and he like squints. He goes, I'm not... I'm not... Well, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm not 100% sure. I honestly do not know. As this is the first time that, as long as I'm aware, that this group has ever tried to free the Lord of Anguish before. Maybe there's a way. If you
I have
could
another
find the other
hypothetical question.
half,
Do you know what hypothetical means?
do you know where their other half is?
Somewhere in a town that got torn up by a tornado.
What's your other hypothetical question?
Hypothetically speaking, does this Lord of Anguish have similar weaknesses to Demonkin, or is he his own beast?
Right now, or when he's in his full form?
Yes.
Right now, he is but an embryo inside of his mother's womb.
Oi.
Wait, hold on. This is
Hypothetically
all
speaking, is that Johanna's mother?
He looks at
Oh,
Smaug.
boy.
Wait.
He can answer those. That's hard. That's not
don't like this
hypothetical.
Okay, then back to the other hypothetical of its weaknesses of Demonkin.
Yes, when it's full grown, it itself is not a demon. It just commands the demons.
So, like, silver wouldn't work.
No, I mean silver would damage it, but it doesn't kill. You're basically going up against a god at its full power. It's why they had to seal away everyone that worshipped it.
Why can't we just raise them to
Hypothetically speaking, what if we kill all the worshippers first?
You could, but leaving it out, somebody is bound to. I mean, there's cults all about. Johanna's family's literally been doing this for 1,000 years.
What?
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 Wow.
I've never heard of that.
He stops. He goes again for Smaug. I am misspeaking all over the place. And for what
One more time, I'm
Sarah,
going to go
no, I
over
need
there.
to get your number.
for what Johanna says, you could potentially raise the child to not do that. That is something that you could do.
Look, I'm gonna level with you
But
here.
that's
I
dangerous.
think we're terrible parents.
That's an understatement. We
That's
can
kind of
barely
my
keep ourselves
sibling.
alive.
John is sort of in a middle state right now. Gonna
There's-
latch onto whatever first emotion kicks in next.
There's real quick. There is one other state now. Before, when he was defeated, he was only defeated by sealing away his worshippers. You could attempt to seal him away. The whole reason why he is back is because he is not within that cavern like the rest of them. He was not sealed in with the devils. He was too powerful. And if he was sealed in there with them, it would have done no good. But if you could find a way to seal him away, that may do it.
Put the baby in a jar. Gotcha.
Okay, I'm about to say something exorbitantly
No.
stupid
No,
out of
no.
context.
In character, out of character.
In character.
Okay, then continue.
Alright, but what if we strangle the fetus?
All right, Johanna's gonna walk up to Pavoni now.
Yep, you go ahead. Come on, Johanna. Walk up to Pavoni. Come on, he deserves this.
Tall steps out of the way.
These have been out of the way for a while now.
Yeah.
Yes?
Johanna's gonna punch Pavoni.
Go ahead.
Think, ow.
Pavoni just kind of looks over his shoulder at Johanna.
Your
Wow.
mom is trying to ruin the whole world, and you're over here trying to hit Pavoni. Okay.
How is that a
Mhm.
shock?
Everything's a shock at this point. I thought we were being better off in Dead World, but this is where we are.
Yeah.
What kind of
You're
suggestion
wrong.
is strangling a fetus?
I should be
It's the Doom person.
off.
And what's this got to
Smaug?
do with my mother?
Smaug, have
I mean,
fun
honestly
telling
speaking,
them
if we-
about Siki. That's on you. I'm not doing that part. I did.
Zoom mouths to Sarah Nor. I need your number.
You got it. You remind me of a druid I know.
Pavoni just looks at Johanna. I mean, if we had the option to remove the ultimate evil in the crib, wouldn't you take it?
No! That's insane!
But it's our best option.
Is it though?
What if she just fell down a flight of stairs?
But
Right?
my mother?
Are we gonna push Johanna's
Oh.
mom down a flight of stairs?
Johanna hit Pavoni again.
Maybe,
Above board, I had this coming.
maybe, you should revive your friend first.
That one misses. That one just outright misses. No hitting anything.
Swing and a whiff.
What was that?
Serenor was just saying, you might want to revive your friend. You
Yes.
may want to get them up to speed. You guys can all decide on what you want to do. You have 1 month before the eclipse. Have fun. And he walks away, opens up a door, and as he opens up the door, you don't see the grass. I mean, you don't see the grass. You actually see what is like a giant tavern on the inside, with bar stools and everything. There is this short dwarf with a bald head and 6 dots on his forehead, and a little kobold that looks like he was set
God
on
damn it.
fire, and a giant weasel that has metal claws, metal teeth, and metal down his spine as he walks through the door and shuts it.
Is there a bar in there?
What the hell is the Dragon Ball
Wow.
story in this world?
It's canon.
It is. I'm so concerned.
All right, let's get Belle back.
Permission
Yes,
to make an
Bell
above
out
board
of bag.
stupid joke.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up? Make me
I'm
laugh.
pretty sure I just got Chef's broadcast banned in Texas.
Hell yeah! Yeehaw! No, Johanna's glaring at Pavoni.
Everything's banned in Texas.
That's true. Fun is banned in Texas.
Yes, Bell out of bag. Bell out of bag. We
No.
can start there.
Bell is out of the bag. He's in the cocoon on the ground.
The other bag. The other
Yep.
bag and bag.
Yes.
Look, I just...
Come on, hit the button. The button. Bring Belle back. Bring
Pavoni is
Belle
just holding the
back.
stopwatch
Bring
and then
Bring Belle
looks back.
back.
Tal. If we hit this button, who are the other 2 we pick?
You don't have to pick. It's just you can pick 1 or 3.
I bet we could do guys.
I mean, I'll go back. I got more spells back then.
But this is my other question. If you send them back, do they lose everything? Their memories, what they had?
Okay with
Wait.
that.
What he had was life, so.
I just got a face full of guts.
Z, you'd forget Selleck.
I mean, not all of Cleric. Celic's a good guy. Could never forget him.
Exactly.
Can we use 2 on Jocasta to make a curse go? How many days has it been?
It's
We
been
only
That's
need to bring
that's
Belle
a really
back.
good
Belle
question.
is,
Either which way, we just need to use it on
Bella's the
Bell.
only one.
Time is confusing.
You
Yeah.
you
We're-
have you
we're
have
using
you
it
have
now.
you have 24 hours is what he said. You don't have 48. It's a
We can
one-time
fuck around for
use.
24 hours.
Yeah, you can stop time or you can reverse it for 1 person.
I'm not stopping time. That's gonna kill us.
I thought you said reverse it for 3 people.
Yeah, you can reverse it for 3 people for 24 hours.
Oh.
But it's only
up to
it's
3
no,
people.
it's up to 3 people 1 time. As in
Yes, that's what I'm
once
saying.
you
So if I
once you
hit this
use
button-
this, it's gone.
It's done. Yeah,
That's-
that's
And we
what I'm
need
saying.
to
So
know
we
the
have to
name?
pick. We have to
Wait.
pick the up to 3 now.
Yes.
So Bella's gonna
We
be
don't
one
need
of them, but
another.
Heather plus 2.
We don't need.
My vote
don't
is
need
Bell,
another 2.
Cosma, and Dio, just to see what happens.
Well, but didn't Sarah North say they needed to have a body?
A body, and it doesn't put them back 24 hours, just their physical state 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Cosma is attached to Jocasta. So would sending both Cosma and Jocasta back put them back together?
Let's do it
If we
anyway.
could send if we could send Jocasta back, that might work. Her physical state 24 hours ago had something attached to it.
Longer hair.
Uh,
I think we're making a decision without Aiolos.
yeah,
Th-
I
this
wouldn't
is
be
a really
comfortable
difficult-
doing that without
Can I
Jocasta's
request a
input.
Can I request a 5-minute break?
Yeah, you know what? It's 8:21. Let's do a 5-minute break. Bell, Max, I know that you had a lot to do. You have 5 minutes, and then they're gonna bring you back. Okay?
Oh no, we're definitely hitting the button to bring Bell back. We're just
No,
debating
Bell's
the other
coming
plus
Yeah,
back.
that's what I was telling Max. I know that he was doing some stuff. I was just letting you know
Now
that you
we'll
come
be
back
back
in
in
you
5
come back in
minutes.
5.
I'm back. I've returned.
I've returned. Oh, please don't come back with that accent.
Bale's Southern now. He went on a whole.
Oh,
We got banned in Texas, so it's trying to appeal to the
no.
Southerners.
Don't do it.
But we already got banned in the South.
No,
Oh.
we're trying to appeal to the Southerners, so they want us back.
All right, you guys have 5 minutes. Hi, Hatter in chat. Hi. For anyone that doesn't know, Hatter played Boats Serenor, the one that came in down below, and I think my second campaign that I ever did, and he also played Makava. So 2 of his characters were in this one scene together, which was
God, I want to kill Seven. Oh,
Which one?
yes.
Folo has a thing about all my
Yeah.
NPCs.
Look, it's not my fault they infuriate me.
What
Although
is-
in this case, it's less infuriating.
Folo,
more just
Folo, does this mean you just want
in-character
to?
nuisance.
Yeah.
You just want to kill Chef? Is
Yes.
that what
Yes.
this means?
Chef, come play in a one-shot
That's what I
round 5e
heard.
at some point. It's just going to be death. Have 10 characters ready.
It's gonna be Rocks Fall. Chef dies.
That's okay.
10 characters.
It's like somebody comes in to help, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill him." It's like, what? They didn't even do anything. They literally helped you.
No,
You
it's
get,
gonna
you
be like
get
a really
cartoon
tough-
physics, but your characters aren't subject to them.
It's gonna
Run
be a
into
really
a
tough
wall thinking
battle.
it's a tunnel. You die, everyone else goes through.
All the enemies are gonna target Chef, and at the end, Chef's gonna have pulled through with some like crazy rolls, and then at the end, Folo's just gonna be like, Phoenix comes and kills you. Like that.
If he does it, yes.
All right,
that
everyone
heavy.
take a quick 5-minute break, and I'll see you guys soon. You guys have the chat.
Okay.
No, character motivation is the reason I want to hit it. I want to like beat up that Seminole. Kept talking shit about Johanna's motherfucker. I have no idea who's left. I'm not a monkey. God, delay is probably awful. Myself up to be here for 4 hours. I'm not getting up. So, no, you're not late for memes, lad. We're about to start them. Well, you're late for some memes. So,
You know, death isn't so bad, guys.
yeah, just like the character problem stopped being an issue. Except you resolved your character problem, which is bullshit. You don't get to leave
Yeah.
after finishing shit.
after Belle's the only character that actually concluded his story, and then
Yeah,
just dies.
yeah, damn it. You're the fucker in a raid who leaves after one clear and you get the roll.
Yeah, I got my item I need. Sorry,
Motherfucker.
guys. Oh man, sorry guys, I died. Guess I can't finish the dungeon with you. Oh, too bad.
There. Discord, why?
I don't know. Don't know why.
You should not have said that.
What?
You shouldn't have said don't know why.
Why?
Like I said, if you put your glasses on, we can get started with it.
Put your glasses on.
Nothing will go wrong.
Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me what you want.
Don't
Is
know
that, I
why.
can't remember how that goes.
Tell me what, tell me what, tell me what you want. Don't know
Don't know
why,
why,
don't know
Don't
why,
know why.
don't know
Don't know why you
need.
pray.
It's glorious English. And I am all for
Love
it.
it so
It's
much.
so close to being 100% accurate. It's 99% accurate English, and it's great.
Still the best adaptation of Berserk.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's also like one of 2 adaptations of the Golden Arc. Well, 3.
Yeah.
I guess
Oh.
the video game.
The
I
Golden
guess
Age,
the
the
story is
Golden
also-
Age arc is the arc that gets the most.
The thing is, I don't care for the Golden
Reproduction.
Age arc that much because it's like it's the most half of it's the most grimdark shit ever, and the story gets better after that.
Well, yeah, it goes.
Why are we talking Grimdark now?
Oh, we're
Berserk.
talking about Berserk. Yeah, it
Oh, I thought
goes
we were
from
talking
being
about
like
40K.
No, Berserk
No.
is perfectly in character right now because of Eclipse bullshit.
yeah, we have to be careful for an eclipse. Yeah.
No, it's happening in a month.
Yeah.
We've got a month to not be sacrificed or something.
Hey, I'm fine. I
What-
won't be sacrificed.
If I'm understanding this correctly, out of character, and I'm not even sure I'm understanding correctly out of character, I think he just said that Johanna's mother's gonna have the demon baby, so Johanna's gonna be a sister.
That's what I got.
I got two.
Johanna's sister is Johella because she's from hell.
Probably not. I was also assuming it would be a sister and not a brother. Who knows? Knowing Chef,
True.
it's probably going to be rolled for 8 different ways, and we're never going to know what the actual result was.
True, or he might stop it and it won't happen. Also, dang, Parent of the Year, starting the apocalypse.
Technically speaking, she did make Johanna go do something with her life. That's better than a lot of parents.
interpretation.
The life may be cut short, but something's being done with it.
It's true.
I'm significantly worried about. I really wish Chef didn't bring that part up at all, because then we could have just avoided the whole Texas bit.
Oh God.
Hey.
What that?
No, I
Most-
thought the exact same thing, Llamas. You can look in the Discord.
Yeah.
That most trying to avert the apocalypse things is just results in infanticide.
I don't want it to be infanticide. Not to mention, it would not only be infanticide in Johanna's case, it would be sororicide or fratricide.
I don't know. The
Sorority,
terminology.
fraternity. It's sister brother.
Oh, I see.
I'm kind of against this conceptually, but then there's also a lot of really good Berserk setup in this, if I'm understanding it
How
correctly.
far along is the clump of cells?
Okay, no, we're not literally going into it, Pete. No. Someone's gonna cause a ruckus with it.
At what point is a baby evil?
When its soul is consumed.
I mean, he did kind of put like 6 curses on people.
It's true.
Well, that
His
wasn't the
sister
baby. That was the
included.
last time the baby was here.
Okay.
So,
we-
anyways, I like where my brain's going for this, but it has to be going a certain way in story. And I hope it is, even though it would complicate anything resembling the end in sight.
What if the eclipse from
Oh
Berserk
my.
happened?
It's sort of.
all right. So we've got a lot to tackle. So let's get into this. Have we decided who we're going to reverse time on? Is it just Bell?
So it is for Bell 100% guaranteed. Did the party decide whether we want to include
No one
Jocasta and
talked
Cosmo
about
in
it. No,
We will-
everyone left.
Okay.
Look, Aiolos isn't here. We'll put an asterisk on Jocasta.
All right. So if Aiolos agrees to it,
Yes, it would have
Yeah,
happened,
then
and
we'll-
we'll go over
then-
it next episode. That's fine.
yeah,
Otherwise,
so
we had nothing else to
the-
use it on anyways.
Yeah. So the
Send us
plus
key.
2 are Jocasta and Cosma if Aiolos consents to it.
Otherwise, just Bell. No matter what.
Yep.
No
Awesome.
matter what we got. Bell.
Well,
All right. So Pavoni, since he's the one holding the stopwatch, is going to pull the trigger on it and declares the names of Bell and then asterisk Jocasta
Jocasta.
Cosma. Yep.
all right.
And
Bell.
hits the button.
Perfect. So you guys see a few different things. The first thing that you see is Bell, like his literal chest wound and everything like that starts closing back up, like right in front of your eyes. His eyes are moving, they're opening, they're closing. His body is actually going back in time to literally a day ago.
What about his heart?
Yes, everything about
It
him
restitched.
is his
Oh my god,
clothes.
he's going through reverse REM cycles.
His
Wait, what happens to the bug stomach juices?
just they go away like they were never inside of him. All of that gets reversed, even his clothing, back to the moment before the tornado hit. Now, me and Belle have to do some stuff. You ready?
Johanna Day is gonna have to wait.
Awesome. So, Joe. Oh shit. Yeah, we do have the Johanna stuff. Fuck. This one will be real quick. Belle, you have been within the altar for almost 2 years now. Is how slow time has been going for you. Your soul,
we
your
put him in the
spirit.
hyperbolic time chamber.
Yes, you fucking did. You spent a year traveling with Belphegor to the Crystal Compendium. That's what you did. On your guys' way there, you were doing training. You were doing grappling training. You were doing technically astral restraint training. He was teaching you how to use your arms to quickly subdue creatures and how to actually expand them so you could take on even bigger ones. That is what you guys did. Your key also gets increased by +1, which you can actually see on your sheet, which you have 5 instead of 4, which should be the correct amount because you should have had 4 at level 4. Now you have 5, even though you're level 4. That is what happened. That was your first year. And then you arrive at the Crystal Compendium. You actually spent a whole year on the Crystal Compendium. You found out a couple things. The first thing that you found out is that it is entirely made. Like, this place is the size of, if you could take a continent and just put it in a crystal form, is the size. Everything that lived there and lived on there, you saw plasmoids that lived out there. You saw there was specters. You saw souls of people that were being projected out. You learned that this was the place that Alexandra does keep various different souls. You learned that not only your soul, but the souls of everyone else that was in your party actually came from here. When your ancestors died, Alexandra actually took them and put them here. This is her special place where she keeps souls and preserves them to bring them back to worthy candidates as heroes. This is basically, think of reincarnation, kind of. It's where she keeps these really good souls that she doesn't believe needs to go through Mildred, that she doesn't believe that needs to get cleansed. It also where you found out as you were going through things. There's like a little shop, a little market and stuff like that. There was training grounds. There was a big bed for you to sleep on, but you found that there was a deeper, darker secret that somewhere deeper within the compendium is where she keeps souls of creatures that are too evil to even go through Mildred, because if they did, they could potentially take it over. And she keeps those here as well, guarded. And while you were there during your time, everyone that has been there for a while, and even you to an extent, felt this almost like creeping, impending doom. But you did find out, 1, how to bring dreams back to everyone, 2, how to stop the incubus from coming in, and 3, what are these eldritch beings that live within inside the altar. Now, on your last day there, you're actually just kind of like walking down the street. There's not like a need for you to sleep entirely. But you still like to do it because it's a fun pastime. And you feel in a moment that string that 2 years ago you didn't feel connected towards your body reconnect itself. And almost at that moment, you see Alexandra appear just out of nothingness, like out of a crystal. And she looks at you and goes, "Well, I believe it's time for you to go back, Belle. Say your goodbyes."
Belle's gonna flick the string. Oh, okay. Bye, Miss Alexandria.
"Goodbye, dear." And you get pulled. You get pulled back through the altar. That entire like 1 year fucking trip, you go zipping through and through layer after layer after layer after layer after layer after layer, and you go boom. In your mind, you can still feel what has happened to you, but it's kind of distorted. And your actual waking, living memories, because those are dream memories. Dream memories, as you know, can be hazy. They can be fuzzy. Some of them are more prevalent than others. And you remember those 2 years as a dream. There's a lot of it that you just don't remember doing. Some of the more mundane things, some of the cooler things like the astral restraint. But as far as waking, the last thing you remember from a waking form would be 1, Ravagers are attacking a caravan, and Meep has just went down, and you can feel your hair starting to be pulled up, and you look up and there's a tornado grabbing you, and boom, you're here on the ground.
So, mark that as a note for the session. We turned him into a ballistic missile through the arcane realm.
Sick.
Uh,
Okay, then.
where's the tornado?
Pavoni just hugs Bill.
Thank God.
It worked.
Hmm.
Oh, hey Pavoni.
Yeah. Hey, Bill.
Why did I feel like I knew how to crochet?
Tall runs over and also hugs Belle.
Oh,
You're
hey
Trying to keep
Tall.
distance.
We missed you. We'll never let you go again.
He looks really confused. I appreciate the hug, but why? What?
As
What's
they're
the
hugging you, Miss
occasion?
Robin comes up and just goes, "Oh, dear, we thought we lost you for good. Oh, no."
Oh, hey Briggs.
He's gonna push Pavoni out of the way.
Pavoni is still hugging Belle.
You see Dave over
Underneath your
there.
feet. You can't get me.
Well, yeah, you're a halfling. You can go through my space.
I'm trying to push you. That's all that matters.
Bill just waves and goes, "It looks like it's raining," and pushes up his glasses.
Should we just expect
Oh,
Jocasta
hey,
to be a part of
Dave.
this hug pile?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes, Jocasta's in the hug
Mhm.
pile.
Did I
I
miss
dragged her.
something?
You look better with your eyes open, just put it that way.
Much better.
And if you
Tall
start
agrees.
napping, I'm gonna
Head.
hit you again.
I kinda remember dying. Did I die?
Ah!
No, not
You're
this
back
time.
now. That's all that
Not
matters.
this time. It's good to have you around.
It's good to be here. I feel so tired. Feels like I lost 2 years of sleep.
You
Do
want to
not
go back to
trust me.
bed, Bill?
No.
I think I'm okay for a little bit.
You're
Oh,
not like that. It's contagious, don't you know?
oh, Smell got big.
Well, hello, Belle.
Oh, you don't sound annoying anymore.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, and
You were
Cyrenor's here.
never annoying, Smag.
Serenor waves, and Smaug looks at you, Tall, and goes, "You're always my favorite, Tall."
Tall blushes.
Hey, Cyrenor, did we get in the guild?
He goes to move his head, and as soon as he does, you hear a voice come out of one of the tents from the north, and it says, "I'm not going to talk to any one of you motherfuckers. Bring me the head of that bitch."
Excuse me?
Someone didn't have their coffee this morning.
And somebody
Oh, speaking of coffee, I could go for round 2.
Coffee's good.
as you hear that, somebody opens up the curtains up to the north, and a figure walks out. He is a half orc, missing his left arm and right eye, carrying an incredibly large sword for a one-handed orc. Comes out shaking his head and goes, "Smaug, it's not gonna work. Not without." Well, there's
Oh, hey.
Johanna. Hey, hey!
You're
You
the
guys
orc
all
down the
came
crossing
here.
right before the crabbing.
Yeah, it's Wilford.
Oh, hi, Wilford.
Oh, it's Wilford. Hi, Wilford.
And
You're
I
alive.
died.
Hey,
Why did I think your name was Billiam?
it's good to
was
see
Billy.
you.
that was one of the other quartets.
I mean, your name's kind of confusing too in the beginning.
Like,
Yeah, I
the
thought it
lizard
was
from one of the portents.
pepperoni.
Pavoni just slumps his shoulders and the frill just goes down again, but if he could smile, he would.
Bell's
And he
back,
just
everyone.
He head pats Bell and says, "It's good to
Yay.
have you back. It's really good to have you back."
Ooh, it's good to
He
be
just
back.
smirks at the sound of pepperoni.
Oh, my horns are so much shorter now.
Okay, well, I
Awkward silence. on both
I
sides.
hate to break this silence. Have you told him everything? Can I now that you've brought him here, Smaug? Have you
Told us what?
It's a long story.
he like smacks Smaug in the back of the head. You have to tell them. He needs to talk to Max. She needs to talk to Maxwell.
Pavoni looks at Belle. Johanna's mother is to blame for all of this.
It's impossible.
It's Johanna's mother's fault?
Yes, I know the
Yeah.
fucker.
There's no way we can change the catchphrase of that. It's just not as convenient.
You see
Well-
Smaug sighs and goes, technically, yes, she is the carrier. She is the red-cloaked thing that has been cursing you. Her family is the one
she's
behind
the one on the
this.
phone.
She is the one on the phone. However, it's not that simple. All of this is not that simple. As to
Of course
just
not. My mother wouldn't do that.
he looks
Yeah.
back and he goes,
Johanna, we got eaten by a tornado.
Apparently she did.
when somebody wants to hide something, they can. When somebody has a goal in mind, they can do many things to disguise themselves. And unfortunately, your mother did more than just this. Your mother's the one that... And he just, like, looks around. Your mother's the one that got your father killed.
What?
We know this because we have the man that did it. However, there's some things
What?
you need to know. And he won't
Johanna
talk.
Johanna picks up the sheath with the fairy on it.
Mm-hmm.
I just keeps glaring.
Your father was working for the Arcane Escansi, what's known as the White Council. He was working on a project. He also was a descendant, and her family knew it. A descendant of one of these ancients, a descendant of who was your family's? Oh yes, yeah. Your family was Elja. Your father was the descendant of Elja. Her family was the descendant of the Lord of Anguish themselves. Now, your father was working with the Arcane Escansi. He was working on a project called Breaker. And that's what they were after. Her family was after the secrets. Your father was killed for the weapon that he had. It was a prototype.
What kind of combination of stories is this?
It's a lot of them. There's a lot in here. There's a lot going on. Stick with me. It was part of the Breaker project. They wanted it. He wouldn't give it up. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. Maxwell won't tell us. All he said was that your mother was involved and that he would only talk to you. And then Wilfred goes, yeah, well, he's become crazy. He's gone mad. His eyes red. And he, like, unsheathes his big-ass sword and goes, should I kill him? What if... He looks around to all of his orcs. What if he makes all of them, like... What if he turns them? We fought against many of them. I saved Jocasta's family. Not to have mine turned. And Smaug looks at Johanna and goes, that's on you. However you want to handle him.
Where is he?
He's up north. He's in that tent.
His eyes have gone red. They can flow out.
Okay. Bring him, Wilford. Let him come out here. And you see Smaug lift up with his wings and just kind of like back up a little. And he stands there and his mouth opens up, and you can see like crackling of lightning. He goes, "If he tries anything, I'll blast him for you." And Wilford moves up to go bring Maxwell back. Out of the tent with Maxwell, you see him bound. Is a gentleman, a man with dark mop head, elven ears. He is only wearing a loincloth. He is bare chested, and he is a lot stronger than he looks. As he comes out, he goes, "Where is my darling niece, anyways?"
Oh, what is
Man,
that?
that's an awful lisp.
Johanna pulls out the rapier, holds it towards Maxwell, knocks the sheath against his side, and says, "Get out here now," to the spirit inhabiting the gem on it.
Oh. All of you guys see this little phoenix come out of a gem, and it starts to glow red. This emerald gem just glows red, and a little phoenix comes out and it goes, "This is the one that has our sword."
Better be. You, who are you?
"I am Maxwell Bane, at your service, and you are my little niece. Hello there, firecracker."
Pavoni just stifles a snort.
He looks
going
like
to
he's
dress.
gotten his ass kicked by a lot of cats.
Shit, that got me. I fucking yeah.
Oh.
It's so good.
We all break character.
Oh my
Fuck. Shit.
God.
There's nothing that could have prevented that. That was too good.
That was
This is
good.
oh,
perfect.
heads back and
Is it-
laugh. Ready?
Is he covered in cat scratch marks?
Yes, he's got cat scratch marks all
This
over
is
him.
in fact literally Maxwell.
This is literally Maxwell.
She Johanna sweeps it across the dirt, not towards him, but just across the dirt in front of him. "If you're going to keep talking, I'll drive you to your knees.
Oh, what got your panties in a little bunch, little miss? Someone misses their father.
Shut up." She looks to Smaug and shit. I can't remember his name.
Wilford?
Wilford. Then my brain will refuse that unless I write it down.
Welcome to being a DM.
Yes, but you can see the names.
I have a list of them for a reason.
Yeah, there's bullshit about it. She looks between them. "And why is he here?"
What?
She's asking them again, "Why is he here?"
Oh, as we were taking care of Jocasta's family, this one was a renegade. He was leading the charge, and we took him captive. Tortured him with cats. And that is how we found out the information that we do. We recovered his sword, but it does not work correctly. And he stopped right there and did not mention anything else. Yeah, your mother didn't exactly tell me the entire job there, kiddo.
Shut up.
Don't fucking tell me what to do. What are you gonna do about it, huh?
Points the sword at him again. Shut up.
He puts it to his own throat and leads in and goes, "Well, then fucking do it. Do it." And he dead-eye stares into you. Not a hint of fear upon his eyes or his face.
Johanna shakes a bit.
I've had worse things than death been betrayed for me, kid. It would be a relief.
The fucking cat, wasn't it?
Z is gonna lean over to Tal and be like, "Well, he gives me the willies. I don't like him."
Instead of piercing, Johanna's gonna try and kick him away.
Like kick him in the nuts.
Just away, but nothing
Oh.
says it couldn't be the nuts.
Oh, okay. All right. So you kick him when he goes back, and he goes, maybe you're not the one that I wanted to talk to, anyways. You are.
Johanna starts ignoring him.
You're a
Where's
lot
the
like your
sword?
mother.
Johanna's doing her best to ignore him, if that's the best he got.
Oh, that's all I've got for you, kiddo. I guess you don't want to know what your father died for. What you're doing here.
Johanna swings the sheath around towards him, basically pointing at him with the sheath. Just a signal to the Phoenix thingy. I don't know what to fucking call it.
Yeah,
No
no,
idea.
it comes out. Would you like me to burn him, sir?
May as well. Just a bit.
How much is a bit? Covering him? Just his face, his hair? How much? Give me a percentage.
What about a degree?
I think anger management problems run in the family.
First
But you want to do
degrees?
both a percentage and a degree?
Mhm.
We're getting very specific.
Yeah, maybe like 4th or 5th.
Just get rid of his hair and make him shut up for a minute.
If you ask so, sir. And he goes and he sets his on fire, and you hear Maxwell go, "Oh no, it burns! It burns! It's so hot! Why is it so hot?" You just hear him scream.
I love hearing you start laughing at yourself.
Is he just rolling on the ground trying to put it out?
Yes, he's literally rolling on the ground,
Help.
screaming, "It burns! Help! Somebody!"
You call my roll, we'll walk eventually.
As it goes out, he goes, "Oh my fucking god! You are just as crazy as that bitch mother of yours."
Alright, do it again.
But he does not have any more hair, sir.
Does he have body hair?
Pubic, maybe?
Arms, legs, anywhere?
He looks pretty hairless.
Here.
He just sits down on the ground and goes, "You know what? This was a mistake."
Fine, give him heartburn.
Oh, I can do that. And he launches into Wilfred's chest and just burns it into it, and you hear him just, "Ah!" And he starts screaming as he's on the ground.
If you did anything there, we couldn't hear it because your mic cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
It was so loud, it broke the sound.
I even
Was it
like
actually loud?
put my head away from the mic for it so it wouldn't peak, but that
Maybe Meep should have put her mic on.
He even dampened his voice to do that one.
mm-hmm.
Well,
That
we
wasn't a
didn't hear anything.
full-fledged like
This wasn't just
yell.
heartburn, right? You didn't stop immolating him from the inside, right?
No. He just started burning his chest. Actual like a heart-shaped burn.
If he cauterizes his voice box, will he sound different?
No.
No.
It's a wisp.
No, he won't. You know he won't.
Try in here, okay?
Where's the sword?
Are we just gonna let Johanna like burn this guy from the inside out? Are we not gonna do anything?
I don't know. I don't know him.
I mean, he's
Either.
still a person. He's the Willy, but I don't like him either. But she seems to have anger problems.
Yeah. At least she's not directing it at us.
Pavoni nods in agreement.
That is a point.
God, what problems.
Tall whispers to Z. Yeah, but if she doesn't resolve her curse, it'll just get stronger, and then we don't have to worry about her mom burning the world down.
I think her mom burns the world down regardless of the curse.
I think their genetics is really fucked up.
I think the curse thing is more of our problem.
Why would she
And
curse her own daughter?
Because she's a bitch who's established that.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't like it here.
I wonder
Mm.
Is
why
there a
Johanna
bathhouse
didn't
somewhere?
recognize her.
I'm still in Camp Strangle the Demon Fetus.
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't Bell not have any context for that statement?
Nope.
No,
he does
doesn't.
not. Bell's still putting his shit together, though.
He just ignores it.
He doesn't
Yeah,
know
he
what's going on
thinks
half the time anyway.
It's been a really long last
True.
like 2 years for
years.
Bell, so give him some time.
It's also only
Yeah,
been
he
like
learned
negative 1 day.
An entire year of that was him actually just learning to crochet.
It's
Why did he
okay,
learn to
so it's
crochet
not-
for?
teach him
Yeah,
later.
it doesn't take that
So-
much to start learning
So
crochet.
it's kind of sad that now that's the one thing that he absolutely forgot how to do. So
Z can teach him later. It's okay.
All
know
right.
Z knows.
So Maxwell is on the ground, and to the sword question, he goes, "I'm not
Well,
telling you."
Johanna's asking like Smaug and Wilfred.
Oh, they go. Smaug looks at you and goes, "He seems to have hidden it. He escaped, hid it, and we captured him, and we've not been able to re-find it.
Check the prison pocket.
What?
We checked that already.
What's a
Damn,
prison
I'm out of
pocket?
ideas.
What's a prison pocket?
It is anal cavity."
I heard it was like a bag of holding.
You see Maxwell shake his head yes.
Johanna's anger is momentarily replaced by confusion. And
Why
disgust.
couldn't we have landed in, like, I don't know, a bed and breakfast? Why do we gotta land places like this?
Because we're
Our
cursed.
luck.
Well, where did he escape off to?
The woods? Would you like to go find it?
Yes, I think I would.
Maxwell looks at you and goes, "You know, if you just tried asking nicely, I could tell you."
Oh, all right. Is that all you want?
Z hurls a little in her mouth.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I want you to beg.
Please, Lord Maxwell, tell me where the sword is.
It's in your dreams, buddy girl.
She kicks him in the dick.
caught that on camera.
Oh, it's so good.
I
Look,
didn't think sadomasochism would be on the list of things we did today, but here we are.
he
don't
looks
like
at you
this
and
man.
go. He stomps and goes, "Listen, we could be here all day, but I've got things to do. I got people to see, and I've got things to hide from. Okay." That sword is my insurance that your mother doesn't kill me. So I need some reassurances from you.
Well, here's the brief question. What's the insurance that I don't kill you?
Well, you would never find the weapon.
Technically, we could. I could cast Locate Object.
Yes, what actually makes it so we can't find it?
He looks at you and goes, "Have you ever seen the object before there, buddy boy? Do you know what it looks like?"
We can also cast Detect Thoughts on you.
Johanna holds up the sheath and just like shows off the phoenix.
"Yes, I've seen the phoenix. It's burned me. Ooh. You know, the problem with torture is after a little while, it's ineffective."
Oh, Johanna, do we need information out of him?
Yes?
I could just start pulling off his arms.
What?
He just like blankly stares at you.
He just says that all deadpan? That's horrifying.
That's disturbing.
Pavoni just slowly turns his head toward Bell.
Right?
He looks back at you and gives you a smile.
No, table it.
He's
Okay.
gonna walk over and put her hand on his forehead
Hey.
like he's ill.
Listen,
We're already talking about it.
listen, girl. You got to sit with the good side of the family. You got to be free. Just be happy that you didn't have to get ways like the rest of us.
Get a
And-
raise?
What ways are those?
You didn't have You got to get raised in your little white citadel and go to school and be a normal person. So how about you just table the smug I'm better than you shit?
No, I don't think I'm better than you. I just think you're worse than me. You're just glaring daggers at him.
You see him frown and go, it's probably true. It's probably true. I am probably worse than you. But you're becoming worse than me by the moment.
Just tell me where it is.
Why?
'Cause it
Or I
belongs to
die?
me.
According to your mother, it belongs to her. And according to everyone else, it belongs to the White Council, so I don't think it does, buddy boy.
It was my father's. Sorry, that was.
Hmm.
Did her voice crack?
I'm gonna go with yes. That was actually my voice fucking up because
That was good.
something in the back of my head. Yes,
Give me
it was that
a-
character.
Give me a perception. Not a perception. Give me a if I can even think
Persuasion?
of the thank you, persuasion.
No, okay, I was waiting for him to say it. So.
As you
I-
sit there and crack
I
up.
think I pressed it, so I'm just gonna wait 5 seconds for pressing it again. All right, I'm gonna do it again.
Hit him again.
Hit him again.
That's still way better than it should have been.
14. Jeez, and a 15.
Considering I have a negative one mod, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
See, look at Johanna. Look at how she's behaving. Is she charismatic?
Look, some of y'all may
Not a
need
bad
that.
roll.
Some of y'all may need to help and step into
Hey, do I
this
still have that
thing.
bardic inspiration from last session? No, it's been way too long.
Yeah,
That
you
was
don't
before
have.
that was before the ritual.
Yeah, I'm all I'm saying is long story short, and some of y'all might want to help with this conversation.
I already tried to help.
Johanna, your help is Pavoni and Bell right now. You're
This is
gonna
not a
get
good
far.
situation. Can somebody else help me?
Can
one of the random orcs help me? I think they'll make me well.
Look. Jocasta is in Potato Land. Pavoni and Bell have tried to help and have done nothing for it. Z and Tal are the peanut gallery right now. I think this
Look.
is getting real bad.
I asked you not to light him on fire. I don't know if I'm actually on your side, Azzy.
Yeah.
Well, he's not on fire. His hair was on fire.
His
He no longer
insides
has
were on
any hair.
fire.
Yeah, he's now bald.
Yes,
I
this makes me happy.
I
This
really
makes
thought
Folo
lighting
happy.
people on fire was Pavoni's MO, but it's Johanna's as well.
Luckily for Johanna, it wasn't a negative because he's into that.
I hate this man so goddamn fucking much.
He's not there for you to like. You literally made him the bane of Johanna's existence.
I literally chose him because I hate him so fucking
I know.
much.
I know.
I hate him so much.
That's why this is extra fun for me. So that's a succeed. That's one success. Congratulations. He looks at you and goes, I mean, I get that was your papa's. You know, I took it from him after I killed him. I should have took the whole weapon. Mama didn't tell me I needed the scabbard too for it to work, but you know, I got lashings for that. Grandpa.
Hold on. Why did you kill your brother?
That's not my brother.
Brother-in-law?
He didn't know. He looks because my family told me to. My sister, her mother.
For the record, Johanna, I just saw Z just fly to the left. Johanna's eyes
No
are
one saw
looking
anything.
more at the sheath and like averting away from him, while the rapier is still mostly in his direction.
Because someone told you to? There's got to be more than that.
I mean, I usually get paid for that kind of thing.
How much did you get paid?
Not this time. It's a family legacy. You wouldn't know about it. You wasn't raised in any kind of cult, I assume.
But
That's not really my thing.
Bell's eyes look side to side.
All right,
Pavoni
you
just
see
quickly glances
Maxwell
at Bell.
like nod at you like you get it.
I I look at Briggs and
Briggs and Dave like avert their face, like
Dave's just whistling and like turned around, like he's just like,
I don't know. What did he say?
God damn it.
Something about a cult.
Pavoni just looks
And-
behind him to Dave.
I was
Right,
he shrugs.
Yeah, he's got his sunglasses on. He ain't looking at anyone directly in the eyes that you could tell. Maxwell. So back to Maxwell before it gets too late and Folo can't talk anymore.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, good.
I told you the whole setup was so I could do this.
Oh, awesome. Maxwell looks back and goes, listen, I know that you don't understand. Maybe you weren't introduced to our side of the family, and it was by choice. It was, I get that it was a smart thing to do and all that other jazz. But like it or not, we are connected. We are kin. We are family. And you can hate me. Hell, you can want to kill me. I won't hold it against you. I did something. I took something from you. But you would also have to hate your mother.
Shut up.
Because I only did it upon her behest. So you can hate me, and that's fine. I pulled the trigger. No, I take that back. I was the sword, but she was the arm that swung. So you can get mad at the weapon all you want.
But you're not a weapon.
That's what I've been my whole life. Just a weapon, a tool to be used and thrown away.
What does that make me? What does that make us? All of us.
Give me a percep or a why do I keep saying persuasion check? Jesus Christ, maybe I can talk.
What is going on? Like, I understand perception, persuasion,
I know
performance, all
it's
those,
me. It's I don't know why I keep wanting to say perception. It's persuasion. Persuade him.
English hard.
Because we have been
Laugh my
fighting too
ass
much.
off. Where the fuck were you when I wanted to
17
not
with
die?
the 16. Jesus Christ, you are fucking crushing it tonight, Folo. That's a
Good.
succeed, and he looks up after you asking all that. Just fucking magnificent, by the way. He looks up after all that, and he goes, I think what it makes us is people who do what other people say, because maybe we're not meant to follow. Maybe we're meant to be the weapons. I've been okay with that most of my life. I've been okay with just somebody telling me what to do, me going to do it, and then going back, living upon my wife. We're coming up to the end where the family can finally be happy, maybe not have this curse thrust upon them, this curse of needing to bring back some sort of dead king, dead god, dead whatever. I'm tired of hearing it. I got raised with this fucking bedtime stories. But you got the worst of it, didn't you? You got the dreams. You got the nightmares that went with it.
At the mention of dreams, Pavoni looks at Belle.
Does he look away from Belle?
Maxwell stares at you and he goes, "Oh, I knew about him. That's how we knew that it was time. We knew it was time because you had those nightmares. That's how she knew she was pregnant."
It's Johanna lifts up the rapier, swings it down as hard as she can into the dirt, and just lets go of it. It's not fair.
Life isn't meant to be fair. Not for us, kid.
How could she kill him? She killed him, then she killed Belle, and then I see you, and I can't even.
Would it make you feel better? Would it make you feel better to pick that rapier up and drive it through my heart? Because I have a
Bella.
sneaking suspicion that even when you were done, even when I lay dead upon your hands and my body has turned cold and the maggots have come to feast and the ravens had plucked out my eyes, you would still feel this same. You would still have the same fears, the same misses, all upon you. I mean, Jesus Christ, it took a god to take away your fucking nightmares, kid. You were almost born to be fucked up, and it's nothing you did. You weren't born. You were only born, I should say. Your biggest, greatest sin in this whole world was being born into this family, as was mine.
Hi. Johanna's shaking at this point, definitely.
Go ahead, Belle.
Oh, sorry. My internet was being weird.
Quick, get them all the internets down.
Oh, you like walked over here. I figured you were going to say something to Folo.
Oh, did I not say it?
No.
No.
No, you didn't.
No.
Oh, okay. So that's why my internet must have screwed up. So okay, so Belle's gonna put his hand on her shoulder. It's okay, Johanna.
Johanna's hand with the sheath like lifts up and like partially grabs onto a head. No.
Hey.
I don't know.
Hey, Quid. I hate to tell you this, but welcome to the family. You're one of the Banes now.
I hate myself. I hate all of me. That's when I go grab a cup and just start doing a Megan voice. I hate all of me, and I need to share this.
You simply adopted the chaos.
You were simply.
I was adopted into the
You
family.
were simply born. You're welcome.
Wait, hold on.
You don't get to meme on me without me memeing back, motherfucker.
Oh, it's just names. I love it. The meme is minimal. In all honesty, it's just so fucking.
This has been very painful.
Damn it! I hate it because I also just started watching the third season of the Harley Quinn show.
It's okay, Johanna. If we want, I think Smog will eat him.
Smog shakes his head yes.
Shakes his head, yes. What?
Yeah, Smog shakes his head yes and then like lips his lips. I mean, I could go for a bite.
I mean,
Yeah,
you did say that killing him probably won't make you feel better, but I know if, at least for me, punching him square across the jaw will make me feel better.
We could just kick him a bit.
He'd probably like that.
We look at him. Does he look like he would like that?
Yeah, you literally see his eyes like do that little thing, like his eyebrows go up and his eyes like look up, like bouncing back and forth, like I could go for a kick. I could go for a little kicking right now. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's kind of a win-win-win if you don't think about it too hard.
Oh, it'll be hard, kiddo. Don't you best believe it.
I fucking hate that. I knew he was gonna go there, but Johanna's
You're
going.
welcome.
Shut up, fucking shut up, Llamas. All right, Johanna's just gonna collapse to the ground.
He looks at you and goes,
Fuck you, Dell.
"Hey, just out of curiosity, there, what do you have any dreams recently? Any premonitions?"
Do I know the answer to that?
You do. You 100% do.
How recently is recently in this case?
You remember those sessions that you were missing?
Yes.
That.
Oh shit. No, duh. I'm fucking dumb.
Trying to softball you one there real quick there, Folo.
I'm like, did I dream? Wait, no, yes, there was an entire discussion about dreams. I took notes.
He had mentioned that her sword was in a dream, right? Like that's what he said before.
Be more specific. What do you mean?
So Maxwell before said, "Oh, check a dream or like in your dream."
Oh,
is
in
where
your
the sword was.
dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the words he said. Yes.
Does Bell remember anything about seeing a sword floating through the altar at all?
Not when he was being pulled back. But we can revisit that line of thought as soon as this is done.
Okay.
Remembered everything. All the proper nouns I wanted.
So he'll ask again, have you had any premonitions again?
Hold on, I think the weather just got really intense outside. Like, not a joke. I think the weather's got really intense outside, so... because it's just...
65 and clear
probably
for
won't.
me.
Well, I just heard what sound like really powerful winds.
Was
Okay, so
there...
if your net gets knocked out, that's the reason why.
Yes, that's the reason why.
Awesome.
Yes. I found the thing again. I found all the...
Oh, perfect. It's raining in-game now.
Yeah, now. I figured it was fitting for Folo.
Pavoni just holds out his hand.
Oh, thank God it's raining.
Yes.
Lucky for you, I just got my
second
feathers
best.
dried.
Maxwell looks up and goes, well, maybe this will clean all of you. You look like you could use a shower.
Z pulls another chunk out of her hair. Yeah, shower.
Bell's gonna cast Tensor's floating disc, and then he's gonna stand underneath it.
Look at
So just a really big hand appears, and it just floats above us. So Johanna and I are. Let me
5
check.
feet?
I believe it is 3 foot in diameter, 1 inch thick.
Yep, you're good.
So 3 feet 9. Okay, so it covers
It covers
I
him.
can cover you too.
He's good. Yeah. He's good.
So it's just a big hand.
Yeah, it does. Look, the rain is literally thematic. That's all. Just don't think about it too hard. It's because he said it was storming, so I wanted him to have that immersion.
Well, yeah, no, I don't actually know if this rain, but it definitely had really hard wind. There was lightning earlier.
It's acid rain. Oh no.
Okay,
no.
let's do this. Let's get into this.
Were they premonitions?
Premonitions. When you used to dream, that's how your mother knew that things were coming. It's actually how she knew. You dreamed about all these people. You had a gift of foresight. So what have you seen recently?
It was days passed. It got darker and darker, and the sun went away.
It just got dark outside. That happens every day. More detail.
Famine, pestilence, war, rivers of blood flowing through the streets, Walking Dead, some cave with a giant disc on it and a woman in red and a baby. Her head's downturned. She's pinching her eyes at this point, trying to actually remember.
He looks at you and goes, okay. That was that. You know what? That's all to be expected. Well. So, do you want to be like on like the winner's side or like the loser's side? Because I'm sure that we could like go to your mama. We could be on the winner's side if you want to like go see. She sounds like, at least if your premonitions come true, she might be the winner.
Who wins?
Well, they do. They change the world. That's the whole thing that they want. They don't like these kingdoms that they want the strongest to be the ones that win. They want the ones that.
What?
That's their whole thing. They basically
What
hate
makes that winning?
capitalism.
But in your scenario of anarcho-capitalism, if we defeat their mother, that proves that we are the strongest, which is the whole fault in her own ideology.
I didn't say that they had a good idea. They just had an idea.
But if they don't have a good ideology, how can they be the winning side?
I don't know.
The winners make the history.
Then explain
It
French
doesn't
history.
matter.
The dwarf history. The dwarf history is it's very
Wait, dwarf is
complicated. The dwarvish is French, yes.
No, that's
Oh,
infernal.
damn it! I think I remember being
No,
angry.
the French should be infernal.
No,
let's
it is
Oh,
canon.
absolutely.
It is canon that French is dwarvish in this world. So if you hear, let's say, a vampire goblin
Bonjour.
that has a French accent, that's actually a dwarvish accent.
S'il vous plaît.
Anyways, he
But
goes,
regardless, if the strong keep beating the strong, eventually your own ideology is going to topple, and your new world order that you've built will crumble on the foundation that it doesn't have.
well, that's for other people to find out, and these people are planning on finding out.
But then that becomes a whole big slew of, it is your problem, because you're caught in the middle of it.
Yeah, but it's like, do you want to be on the side of a demigod or not?
No.
Well, you're never going to be on the side of a demigod because your own thing is going to collapse. And
That's
you're
what
gonna
the
get crushed
Lord
under
of
the weight
Anguish
failure.
is.
Silence. I didn't take silence, did I? would love silence right now.
No, Jocasta did, though.
Pavoni also has silence prepared.
Can he cast silence on himself? Would that make my life easier? It would,
I'm
actually.
trying to help you.
I know what you're trying to do. How is that winning?
It's not. That's what I'm trying to prove to him.
I wouldn't exactly say winning. I would just say the side where we don't get killed by people with Quaven instincts.
But you're still getting killed.
Pavoni, shut up!
I mean, we could just kill him now.
That solves nothing.
He would be
Who are
dead
we
then.
killing?
Okay, Johanna picks up the rapier and throws it at Pavoni.
Like a throw it at them, or like throw it at them.
Well, Johanna has to pick itself up slightly just to pick it out of the ground and throw it at Pavoni. And
Does
it's gonna
have
be
the thrown property?
no, it doesn't.
It does.
This would be like throwing like a rock. Or
No, it's an improvised
throw.
weapon. It's a 1d4 if it actually hit.
I'm just gonna assume it doesn't hit because I would also give myself disadvantage on it, given I would be I'm technically prone.
Look, it's a whole thing. You throw it at. You're not trying to hurt them. You're not trying to
Visible
hurt them.
intent of throwing it towards Pavoni.
Yes.
Shoot me, bitch!
Wanna
So
go? I have magic missiles.
Not that hard.
You actually no. You have a brooch, dummy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Magic missiles don't affect you.
Still, throw the dice. I want to see what happens here.
Go ahead and roll a d20 if you would like to, Johanna. I think that we should get on with this since you have 30 minutes to figure out probably about a half page worth of information still.
I'm being bothered by someone.
That was fine.
Someone's gonna lose their head.
Mr. Maxwell, what if we just asked you really nicely to tell us what you know?
Well,
God damn it. Fucking.
I suppose it could work if you wanted to try, but I'm trying to have a little heart-to-heart here with my kinfolk that I haven't seen.
Belle gives him the puppy dog eyes. Could you just tell us what we want to know? I mean, you did kill her dad.
I just want my father's. I just want the sword back.
I feel like we went over all this already. I know you want your papa's sword back. I get it. Like, I empathize with you.
But why did you do it?
Because I told you. Your mother told me to.
But aren't we family?
I mean, but we never got to hang out. Do you want to hang out?
I don't know how to respond to that in like any capacity, and I have a dog. Sure. Sure.
I'm gonna go with a persuasion at disadvantage because that seemed that's yeah. We'll go with persuasion at disadvantage for the yes. Almost deception. Awesome.
Perfect.
3. That's good.
Lightning has started, and my dog who's afraid of lightning has decided he's afraid of lightning in my direction.
Okay. We'll make this quick then. Yeah.
I'm not rushed. I'm just kind of pissed off.
Oh, I understand.
Well,
I get that then.
Oh, hey, there's the rain.
Okay.
I have to close the window.
He
I
goes.
can hear you, boy.
He goes. Well, look. I'm not saying that we have to. You just asking me. I grew up with her. I was indoctrinated into this whole thing. They asked me to do something. I was supposed to get it. I got the sword. I didn't get the scarab. They was kind of pissed. I got back in their good favors. When I got back in their good favors, your friends here kidnapped me. They're probably pissed off at me. I probably can't get back in their good graces again unless I got you, kiddo, with me, because I kind of need the scarab you got there. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, do I have more? Do we even have anything in common? Are we more than just, are we only blood? Like, because we don't, I mean, I know you don't know me. I don't know you. I know you're my sister's daughter. That's about it. But hey, you're about to have a new little brother, so that's kind of cool.
You get back in their good graces the second time.
It was only the first. I haven't gotten back into it the second time. I got, this thing.
I must have misheard. Then how'd you get back in their good graces the first time? Because they were pissed off you didn't get the if you didn't get the scabbard.
I killed a lot of mites and then forced them into servitude.
Pavoni just looks at Jocasta.
Aiolos is gonna be so mad when he
wakes up.
Yeah.
I have to assume Aiolos is having big connect.
Yeah,
internet.
I'm assuming something's up with Aiolos for real, and I'm a little
worried.
worried, honestly.
Yeah, because he hasn't messaged us at all.
I'm
Yeah.
loud still mode.
That's why I said
Yeah,
I'm worried about
Not
him.
like him at all.
No, I hope he's okay.
Makes
I'm a little
multiple
worried.
of us.
But you know what? We'll find that out at the end of this. I was talking to him earlier. I also hate that the last thing that he fucking sent me, the last thing that he sent me, I know this is kind of like breaking it right now, is a meme. It was a GIF of Cowboy Bebop, "See you later, Space Cowboy," because we were talking about something. That was the last thing he sent to me, and I swear to God, if anything bad happened to him, I will fucking cry.
That is some fucked up thing.
Oh
If that's
my
the case.
gosh.
I'm hoping
No.
nothing did happen, but if it is, that's the last thing he said to me. I will fucking cry and not be able to watch Cowboy Bebop. Anyways, back to this.
Why are you gonna do that?
He goes, I'm on the fence here, there, fam. Me and you, we seem to be tied somehow. Maybe it's more than just
there's
blood.
a lot of killing involved.
And there's also a lot of killing. But we
Well,
seem to be connected somehow.
Johanna starts using the sheath, the scabbard, however you want to put it, to stand herself back up. Well, she tries to harden her resolve, looks at him, still glaring again, not wielding a sword. I have no intention of dying. And if I'm not going to die, then I'm not going to lose, and that makes me the better bet.
He looks at you.
You don't want to be on the losing side, right?
Tell me, what makes you the better bet? Twooey. What do you have that she doesn't?
I'm resisting the urge to make a smart-ass comment.
Do I judge him for making a smart-ass comment?
Oh, no, this is above board.
I know. Hold on, you may as well make it, because my dog is fucking panicking and hurting me.
Well, we have several dragons.
I have the will to live my own life. How about that? What are the stupid machinations?
You have the will to live. You believe that your mother does not possess the will to live.
she's anything like you, she thinks the same way, but with herself on top. I can't see how she does.
You know what she has that you don't have? Truly, what you have that she doesn't? And he looks away from you and behind you and just like tilts his head towards everyone standing literally behind you.
You bet this the whole time, you son of a bitch!
Pavoni just puts a talon on Johanna's shoulder, trying to steady her resolve.
You have us.
Johanna looks away. Johanna very clearly did not want to say that at all.
Bell smiles at Johanna.
Accepting them could be your greatest strength, Johanna. That is what your mother doesn't have that you could possess. But you have not accepted it yet. And that's a shame. It's who he is.
How am I supposed to accept it?
He looks at all of you.
He just slowly blinks, looks at Belle.
I mean,
Don't look at Belle. No, he's only said awful things.
we didn't leave you back there. We kind of like you.
I died for you. I
I
think.
mean, that's true story.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry for shooting you in Ligma.
What?
You hear Maxwell go, it sounds like they've accepted you, but why haven't you accepted them?
I don't. Looks at the scavenge. She looks directly at Maxwell again. Looks at the scavenge again. Looks back at the thrown rapier. Glares at Pavoni real quick.
It's a lot of looking.
Yes. How am I just supposed to start saying things like that? Holy shit, that was a lightning bolt.
Have you tried telling them, I don't know, thank you? I appreciate what you've done? I'm not saying, don't say it just because I'm telling you. I'm just saying, has it like even crossed your mind?
You know, the sadomasochistic beating is still on the table if that would make you feel better.
I mean, it would make me feel better. Oh, you weren't talking to me. Oh, my bad. I thought you.
I mean, that was an offer to both of you.
I don't.
All I'm saying is, if you want to be better than your mother, I'm not saying that you have to right now. I'm saying that maybe you have these thoughts. Maybe you start looking into what you do have and just reflect on what I've said. Reflect on them. Now, make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Wait.
You can think both Belle. You can think Belle, Tall, Pavone. You can think all of them.
Now I have to. That is both the message and necessity because I was refusing to let her say it herself.
Wait, hold on. What? You have advantage.
You have a D4 from guidance.
You do have a D4.
What's that?
It's a little triangle down the bottom. And a 4.
You have a thumbs up from Belle.
No. A 12, like with Belle, is the DC to beat. That's the exact. Belle got a 12 with Dave at the end.
Yep. Didn't he have this exact same scenario?
Except there was.
There's a little bit difference, I think.
There's a few more fells. No. This was
I
the
only
exact.
killed one.
Yeah, no, he only failed once too. Yeah, this is around about the exact same scenario. You see you see that there is the redness and the hate and the curse start to flow down Maxwell's like left cheek like a tear, like he's crying, and it leaves him, and you see the brown and the white, and he looks at you and goes, "Your father's sword. That's what you've been wanting to know, right? Where is it?"
Uh, yes.
What if I told you? I've already told you where it was.
Then I'm going to be confused.
It's in your dreams. It is a family trait.
Belle, how good are you at dreaming?
I would say 6 thumbs out of 5.
Okay, can you go to bed and find the sword in Johanna's dreams if she's also asleep?
How does
Probably.
this?
Johanna, if Belle is one of them too, and he kind of like looks and glances, you would need to go to where Johanna's realm is. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
If you could take her there, you can find it easily. It's her gift if she was ever to master that ability. But I guess having a friend that mastered it's good enough.
I'll have you know that I sleep 16 hours a day.
I hate him so much.
Pavoni just ruffles Belle's hair. It's good to have you back.
Awesome.
Be back.
Johanna turns away from Maxwell, just sort of like looks at the. Let's go away from the direction of Bell and Pavoni a little bit as well too, and just like quietly mutters, "Thank you." She's very unhappy with that feeling right now.
Hold on a second.
Wait, did Belle hear this?
That's what I'm about to roll.
If you're gonna roll for fun, by all means, roll for fun. I can't challenge a 15. I have
Roll
nothing
for
to match.
fun!
Roll for fun!
Oh, you both heard it? What you do with that information's on your own?
You fucks.
Belle's,
Neither of you is good with this information.
Belle's just gonna smile and that's all.
Pavoni says nothing but just tilts his head.
Z hasn't cared. She's been on the ground petting Makava. Are you guys done fighting now?
Makava goes into your bag and eats up all your rations. He is hungry.
Z has no care.
This is fucking great.
Wait, is he starting to eat the mushrooms off her head?
No, he does not eat the mushrooms.
No,
Not
Oh,
yet.
those are mine.
Not
He
yet.
has them.
We're gonna
For
go
his
ahead
birthday.
and skip this forward just a bit because it's not gonna take long. Belle can fall asleep pretty easily. Belle and Johanna, and what we'll use Jocasta on this one. He'll just cast a sleep spell. Johanna can go to sleep.
Well, that put Jocasta to sleep first.
No, we're gonna fast forward this as like you guys went somewhere and she was just like, here, fucking sleep. As you guys go to sleep, you guys do go to Johanna's realm. You are able, after he told you that, you know exactly what to do, and you kind of like swerve your ability. Instead of falling into your dream, Bell, you guys fall into Johanna's. And you ever seen like Fate Stay Night, the fucking like ultimate Blade Works realm, where it's just like a bunch of fucking swords everywhere?
I think that's sort of how all of the noble phantasms
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
They're just dimensional beads that summon a dimension of their stuff.
Yeah, so Belle, Johanna's dimension looks exactly like that, where there's just a bunch of fucking swords everywhere in the ground. They haven't cleaned it up yet. You guys find the sword quite quickly, and as you do, Johanna, as it's in your hand, you feel like it's kind of strange. But you know what? You're not 100% sure this is like a waking thing, and you guys get pulled out of the dream, and the rest of you see as they wake up, Johanna has a sword in her hand. At this exact moment, Folo, I am going to put the sword into your inventory.
Yay.
It is called, and I quote, it's the prototype breaker blade of the Arcane Escutcheon. If you click on that, you're going to want to actually look at the description, and probably pull it down some, because it is fucking long. But let me give it to you in a quick synopsis.
Can we
synopsis.
call it the White Council Alpha Test?
It can also be that. That's just its official name.
What?
4 times a day, and there's actual calculation. It's like level plus your relationship with your Phoenix, which yours, and I even put it in there. Johanna has 0 currently because you don't have a relationship with your Phoenix. As a reaction, you can create a personal anti-magic field. You can do this as many times equal to your level plus relationship with your Phoenix. Johannes is currently 0. If you do not have this, if you do not have the weapon's scabbard, this effect applies to you, and all your magic is suppressed during its activation. If you are using the scabbard as a spell focus, you are immune from the effects of your basically your magic is not affected by this anti-magic field. This effect will end at the start of your next turn. This is a reaction to apply. Anti-magic fill, a small sphere of anti-magic surrounds you. It's literally like, think of it as skin type. This makes you immune to magic damage. 4 times you can be immune to magic damage. If somebody hits you with a magic blade, that magic blade stops becoming magic as it hits you. So let's say it's a +5 fucking sword. It is now just a regular goddamn sword when it hits you. While it's in your field, while it's attacking you, it's +5. It doesn't take away its magic. It just makes it, anything that hits you as a reaction, you can just make it non-magical. Or just take away magic. You basically have 4 chances to say fuck off magic.
Doesn't that also suppress any magic items Johanna is carrying for the duration?
Unless they use the scabbard, as their magic. So, what is your magical focus there, Johanna? It's your scabbard.
Yeah.
Your scabbard is, so all your magic is not suppressed. This is the reason why this is the prototype breaker, is basically they can coat themselves in an anti-magic field, but their magic is not touched. So your blade song still applies. All of your buffs that are on your body still apply, even when this field goes off. As long as the scabbard. It's why it's almost useless for anyone else, because they don't have the scabbard that goes with it. That's the key.
Neat.
You know, the funny thing is, as we were talking about the swords, what I actually started thinking about was Guilty Gear.
Oh.
Because Soul has that big ass funny looking sword thing, so I'm thinking of that, and also because I'm thinking about Guilty Gear at the moment, unrelated to this.
Where the fuck Folo go?
I am for some reason down by Tull. I don't know what happened.
Are. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, that's what you have. That is your father's sword. That is what he was working on.
Sick.
There is a couple of things, because we've got about 15 minutes left, so that happens. Smaug, I'm going to do this in a regular voice just so we can kind of do it, because I need this for the next few sessions. He explains to you guys that the eclipse is happening. It's coming upon us. It is happening in 1 month. 4 weeks. Now, in 4 weeks is when they plan, is what they got from Maxwell, to actually have the full eclipse happen. The eclipse that's upon you guys is being cast by a ritual. It can be sped up or it could be slowed down. Both can happen. But at the end of 4 weeks, it will be 100% complete. You guys have some choices to go over. By the way, Johanna, your curse mark is no longer there. It is also faded. Congratulations.
Oh, am I no longer crazy about the moon?
Oh no, that still happens.
Sick, lunacy.
And you also still have your adrenaline rush.
E.
So you didn't lose that either. But any other failures from anyone else or anything like that will no longer affect you. So congratulations. Yeah. He explains to you guys that you have 4 weeks. Here's the thing. Here's the breakdown of everything that you guys can do. And I want to get it out now so you guys can have that kind of discussion. You guys can you guys can go right now and go attack her if you wanted to. But know that if you go hurried up right now, you may not survive. These 4 weeks are kind of there for preparation. But the earlier that you do go, the less prepared they are. So every week that passes, they kind of get a little bit more prepared. And going there early doesn't stop like the ritual from happening as they have spies and stuff. It just means that they will not be as prepared as they should be for actually doing it, which means that it does have a greater chance to fail. However, you have 4 weeks. This is what you can do in those 4 weeks of time. You can spend 2 weeks to level up. If you spend those 2 weeks leveling up 2 out of the 4, you would be training with the orcs and everything like that. I would have probably some boss battle for you guys to deal with at the next session. It would be one of those where it hits fucking hard as hell. It doesn't have a lot of HP. It would be a pretty quick combat, all things considered, legendary actions and stuff like that. But it would be judged to kind of take out, and we could just have that one fight as a basically what gets you guys the next level, and we can flavor it as you guys have been fighting with all the orcs and stuff like that. Bada bing, bada boom, bam. You guys can spend 2 weeks doing that. To remove both Z-File and Tull's curse marks will take 1 week each. It will also take 1 week for you guys to go to town if you guys wanted to hire any additional mercenaries for this.
Or spend the money we have.
Or spend the money that you have. There's other things that you guys can do. Those are kind of like the big ones that I would need like maps and stuff for, is if you guys decide to go do Tull's thing to find who has theirs and go break it. Same thing with Z's, 2 weeks in training, a week to go find some stuff, and to like muster up some things. So you guys do have a few options. As you can see, you have more options than you have time. So time management is a thing that is key. You should also know that they have done some scouting. They have reinforced Smaug's old lair, and this will be a fight in. They have reinforced the doors. Their armies are mustering. You guys, they are inside his throne room, basically. It's going to be a fight to get in there and a fight to get to them. Basically, you're going to need some people. Thankfully, as of right now, the people that are on your side that kind of know about some stuff are the orcs that are, of course, the orcs that are here. The lizard folk are also on your side still, and some of the weasels, the people that you have helped. They have all come to the call of Smaug as he was trying to get all of you, and he has mustered these people. The guild stuff, we will wait for Jocasta. That is kind of like their big thing, so I don't want to take that away from them. We can do that next session. Hopefully everything's okay, and they'll be here, so we can handle that then. But that's basically it. How do you guys want to spend the next month? Also, there's also the option of doing some of those things and then going early to try to catch them off guard.
So here are my 2 thoughts. The level is a big one because it's the level 5 breakpoint. That is really big for Pavoni, Z, and Johanna, as well as Jocasta, because of 3rd level spells. And what does Bell get for?
My damage increases from a D4 to a D6 on everything.
It's a big one. Yep.
And I can attack twice, and I get stunning strike.
Yep. And what Tull is a rogue, right?
Yeah.
So the level 5 breakpoint for the rogue is uncanny dodge, which is you can reaction to half damage, right?
That is, that's a huge one.
There's a reason why it's in here and why it costs 2 weeks.
Yeah, so level 5 is a huge breakpoint for the entire party. The other thing that's a really big thing is because of the gem card, we have 50 grand in.
Oh my god, that's right. We're rich as shit.
Yeah.
So if there's a laundry list of equipment or hirelings we can get by taking a shopping trip.
Well, I'll need like a third of a gem so I can copy my spellbook into new spellbook.
Oh yeah,
so
real
that's
quick,
dependent
but
on the-
before all that, just real quick for Folo's sake, give me a second. The door opens back up and you see Sarador, and he walks back and he goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Silly me, excuse me." He looks at you, Johanna, and goes, "Give me your 2 spell books."
What?
Oh, 1 second. Pavoni he gets the bag of holding, and enters his account and gets the arcane grimoire.
He grabs that one. He grabs yours. He goes, Child, I'm a 20 level scribe wizard. Would you like your spells in one place for free or not?
Say
Johanna's
yes.
trying
Say
to understand the math here. Yes?
It will take but a moment, darling. Give me a moment.
Fucking scribe bullshit.
Yeah.
How do I move the grimoire from me?
No,
to
no,
her?
I will handle the grimoire. You see him literally like take it, go over here, and just like sit down cross-legged with both books open, and you see like magic, like he has like 3 quills that are just floating around that are sitting there like copying and pasting all your spells over to one book. And then he comes back and he goes, It literally takes him, I believe, at a 20 level scribe, it literally takes him 5 minutes.
It's really funny to me because technically speaking, that's still long that she would take it the similar circumstances copying her own spells, but it's really fucking funny. God fucking damn it, I hate scribes.
Scribes are, they have
Bullshit.
their uses.
Do not give them books.
Yeah, I believe even looking at a spell scroll, they can copy spell scrolls.
Yes.
It does use the spell scroll, but they can copy it. Did I
Yeah,
even?
this makes me miss the old cantrip amanuensis. It basically lets you copy 250 words per minute.
That's a terrible combination with the magic rules.
Anyways, there's your +1 arcane grimoire. As he hands it back, he goes, "There, I forgot the thing that I wanted. I know I said I just wanted you guys to, Pavoni, a moment of your time, real quick, and I can let you guys get back to your calendar business."
Yes.
Come with me. He brings you over to the side.
Isn't it about Portashar?
No, not that asshole. I would like the deck of many things that you have.
Right. Yeah, I took a gamble on it. Pavoni produces the deck. It's missing a few cards.
I know. It's fine. There is, and he looks at you very just like almost blank faced, a group that could use a little bit of luck.
That deck may be more cursed than lucky. I may have drawn a few helpful things from it, so it's a little stacked against the odds.
I mean, you had pretty good luck with it.
That's true.
I will take that into consideration. Thank you. Don't worry. This will not
Also,
be...
it was a deck of 21 when we found it, so there was a card missing, but I don't know which one it was.
It's not like I can open it up and go look. he kind of chuckles. Don't worry. I just want to make sure that this doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And he closes his own book and puts it into one of his bags.
You know, that's a fair point. It's rather dangerous.
We don't need death roaming around again, do we?
I'd prefer if that didn't happen.
Same. And he opens up his eyes. Okay! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We've converted, or diverted disasters. Everyone have a good one. He looks at Z and winks. Call me!
Will do.
If you see your inventory, he did, before he left, give you his number. You now have in your inventory Sarah Nor's number.
Hell yeah.
Did he give us a new scale? Scale phone?
You have to have a number to call them even on a scale.
The scale was like your guys' is straight to Smaug. Okay, so
but do we have another shell phone?
Anyways, we have 5 minutes. How would you like to? So you definitely all want to spend 2 weeks leveling up.
If we were to
big level up.
If we were to remove the curse marks, would that not also get us a level?
Potentially.
If we remove them, maybe.
But then we don't get that week.
So you basically have 2 weeks. I would like to say, and it was stated, just in case we don't all remember, if you go there
is it 2 weeks per mark? Before?
If you go there if you still have your curse intact when you go to do this, there will be issues. You will start to go crazier the closer you are to the Lord of Anguish.
Regardless of what happens, Jocasta is stuck with her curse mark.
Yes.
And if I remember correctly, it is 1 week per curse mark.
Yes.
2 weeks for a straight training montage for a level.
Yes.
1 week to head to town for to expend money, and I think you said 1 week regardless final travel time to get to our destination.
No. We're putting that into the whole thing. Basically,
okay, then
you have those. I forget what the other option.
2 weeks to level up, 2 weeks to remove the marks, and 1 week to hire help.
Basically, it's 2 weeks to level up, and about a week for you guys to do anything else that you guys want to do.
What would the last week be for? What would you use the last week for, guys?
Buying stuff.
Getting a head start.
Well, buying stuff is higher help, I believe.
No. It is 1 week. It's 1 week per curse mark. 1 week for Z, 1 week for Tall.
So it's 2 total. Yes.
Yes, if we choose to do both. But any unspent time we have also works against the opponent.
Yes. So I honestly think we should do spend 3 weeks doing stuff. We should spend 2 weeks going after the curse marks, and then 1 week we can buy stuff, and then the last week we can
bum rush.
Bum rush.
What's on the shopping list?
What is on the shopping list?
I mean, that's Chef's problem. We have to decide, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I wanted the time to
hire
gather.
help.
Well,
we can have a whole other thing.
We don't need the list now.
We can also buy equipment and or spell scrolls.
Potions. Lots of potions.
Lots of potions, yep.
Yeah, so we can buy equipment, consumables, and hirelings. Please remember the price of a hireling for a trained mercenary is 2 gold per day.
Well, luckily you're rich.
Yes, I'm just letting you know that if you wanted to hire a NPC merc, the cost is 2 gold per day of service.
Well, we only need them for like a week.
It doesn't. Do we have to pay them if they die?
Well, typically yes.
I'm sure that there will be a whole thing where we sit down and figure out who you guys are going to want to buy.
That is definitely a session in itself.
Yeah, that's that again. You just tell me that is something that you want to do. I and the DM have to gather some things. You may want different kinds of things. Hell, you may even want to go talk to the guild. Theirs are a little bit more expensive, but they are leveled things. So there are choices.
Yep.
So I think the consensus is to remove marks and to get supplies and or help.
Okay, so not level up.
I think a base hireling counts as like first level sidekick, which is effectively half a class level.
Yeah, we're basically hoping that we level up from removing the curse marks, right?
I will. Go ahead, Tall. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that we should also make sure that if we're hiring people, we should hire a couple of healers too, not just mercenaries, like not just sword guys.
Well, a hireling comes in 3 classes, either a merc, an expert, or a caster.
Yes, those are regular. This is my world. I'll tell you what you can get. Don't worry about it.
We'll get to that when we get there.
Okay, so
I'm just going by what I know. So
I can go ahead and tell you the likelihood of you removing both curse marks and getting a level is kind of unlikely. As you're level 4 going into level 5. The reason why there was that extra level in there is kind of important, and it is for time management. So if you want level 5, I'm telling you, you're going to have to spend the 2 weeks to get it.
I'm okay with a little madness if you guys want the level. I mean,
yeah, then that begs the question: do we leave the curse mark on, Tall or Z?
What are the titles of the ancestors?
Crazy too.
Sure.
Oh, remember, whichever ancestor we break will probably be against us in that fight.
Other way around, I'm feeling. It's bad for them to have the curse mark.
No. If I remember correctly, Chef said that if you have the curse mark, you are weaker and go insane in the fight. But if you break the curse mark, the seal is free.
The seal the seal is free. The seal referring to the demons.
Yes.
So
the demons will be free for the person we remove the curse from, but because we removed the curse, they can now fight better in that final fight.
So think about demons and Fae in CR levels. Every time a little bit more of it opens, a lower class of Fae and or fiend and or demon can come out. But anyone like Jocasta is gonna have to deal with their own thing. I wouldn't try to metagame it too much, but Jocasta is going to have to deal with their own thing and may end up, depending on what ends up happening, become incapacitated, and you may end up down a fighter.
Also remember that Jocasta has a greater curse mark because hers got reinforced.
That's literally what it makes it. But if the night of the eclipse comes and those two are still on, those two go to Jocasta's level.
How about we
Gotcha.
start with we would definitely want to hire help, but we discuss this more like off stream, like that way we could
I think we
actually.
need more time.
All right. With that, you know what? We'll go ahead and do stars and wishes. Like, yeah, there's like a whole thing. Like, if you
Yeah,
guys
there's so
notice,
much.
like, all the factions, and you'll see it. People that you help have come to help you and stuff like that. So there is a little bit of that to also keep in mind. Just saying, just throwing that out there. So there is a little bit of, hey, do we, we might want to go get gear and everything like that and do it up, but we look at all these people that are like here that
So
we've met.
people that are on our side, we don't have to do anything for them to
Nope.
help us.
Nope, they just help you. And these are like just representatives like the lizard folk. Like you have all the lizard folk from that you guys met. This one is especially here for Tall that he goes, hey, what's up, cutie? You remember me? They were at the bar together. Dave and Robin are here for the weasel people.
And the orcs. And
the orcs that you guys met on the thing. So anywho, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you guys. We're gonna go ahead and end that there. We have plenty of discussions which we can do in a Discord chat, to go over a bunch of things. And what the time limits for each of them are. Other than that, let's go ahead and do stars and wishes, and let's start with Tall stars and wishes. So sorry that you didn't get like too crazy much. Real quick, you guys, whether or not that you have decided, and Pavoni, you should probably figure out what the fuck you want to do with that armor and shield that the Drake is laying on. But effective.
I need to ask you more information about that off stream.
Oh, that's you're gonna need an identify spell, my man. I also the entire time that Bell's been walking around, Tetris has been following him and just like kind of nipping at his heels. Tall dude has been with you. Red one, which is Kias, has been with Pavoni, and Makava has stayed with Z that entire time. You all effectively have Drakes that have been following you about. Okay, stars and wishes.
Johanna, do you have identify?
No.
Tall. Oh my god, do I really need to get Serenor to walk back in the door? One more thing.
One more thing.
I mean,
I got
identify
you.
is a bard or wizard spell.
Actually,
I mean,
there actually is somebody here that has the identify spell, and it's Serenor.
it's always Serenor.
Which
the mechanical one.
Original Serenor?
Well, he's a
Serenor 2.0.
That's Serenor's a Sorkid in.
Serenor, yes.
So Mecha Serenor is a Sorkid in.
Mecha to help us.
Next session when Jocasta's back. All right, go ahead, Tall. Stealthy.
So stars. Thank you. I'm so happy that Belle is back. I enjoyed, just welcoming him back and getting him back and just yay, Star Belle's back. Yay.
I'm gonna be honest with some of you guys. He's known since last week that he wasn't like dead. There's a reason he had to go to the Crystal Compendium. It's a long story. You don't need to know now. So, but
learned how to crochet.
Yeah, he needed to learn how to crochet. That's it. Sorry, go ahead.
That's exactly it. Wishes. Gosh, I wish we weren't short on time. I wish we could do a little bit of everything, but it sounds like one of us or both of us are going to go a little bit cuckoo. Yeah. So I don't know. I wish that I wish we had more time, and I wish that we were at full strength today. I'm sad about that, but yeah, stars for Belle and wish for time, and that's about it.
Awesome. You know what? It's a little bit pressure whenever the time. It's like, yeah, here's all the things you can do. You do not have time to do them all.
Yeah, no, and I'm honestly thinking maybe we go a little bit crazy and we start this fight early. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
definitely an option.
But yeah, that's what I got. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll go with Max. Max, welcome back.
Good to be back. Star being alive is pretty nice.
Let's go.
I wish I still knew how to crochet, but you know, sometimes you gotta trade things to live. Who knows? Maybe that crochet was the key to solving everything.
Could have been.
Nah, I think knitting's more likely.
You think
I
knitting's more
think
likely? Yeah, I agree.
Z knows both. She can help you out. It's okay.
Okay. Wishes. Yeah, I would wish we had more time.
All right.
That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you. We'll go ahead and go with Folo if you can, Folo.
Of course I can. I'm in an entirely different setup solely so I could.
I know. Oh, well, real quick, Max, you should see. Oh, shit, did I get rid of that? I did on accident. Max, you should see if you haven't already that the astral restraint is in your features. Okay.
Neat.
Yeeses.
Go ahead, Folo.
Okay. Stars. Actually, I'm gonna start with wishes first because I do like the stars, but I want to save it. I wish I wasn't distracted at what felt like a very important moment by a variety of things in life. That is the storm. The storm brought dog and other person confused, wanting answers from me. I can't answer the dogs, and the person was just annoying me. And the weather itself, obviously. But stars, I'm gonna give it to it's all gonna say, but I'm kind of very happy that I want to say Bell and Pavoni, but really it's Max and Llama's decided the characters can not kill us stupidly for long enough to follow up on the character development that I did not, because I wasn't going to have Johanna say that at all. I outright decided well beforehand I wasn't going to have her say it because she's not comfortable saying it. It's faith in your friends is some bullshit.
You're welcome.
But it's our bullshit.
Shut up.
Let's go.
God, she's gonna hit. By the way, Pavoni did confess to shooting her.
Yes.
Fucker.
And she still thanked him.
Assholes.
By the way, this might be a good time to give Johanna the rapier of warning.
Yeah,
that is mine. You can't have it.
I would say yes. The only issue is that for them to use their new prototype breaker blade, they have to have it. It has to be out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but the rapier of attunement just needs to be attuned to you. You don't actually need to use it.
The rapier of attunement is automatically attuned to you. That's why it's the rapier of attunement.
Rapier of warning. Warning weapons, they just need to be attuned and you get their effects.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I walked around with a greatsword of warning for a very long time after getting a new one, just because having the advantage on initiative is so nice.
Why does this remind me of the wand of summon wand, one charge?
Oh, dear God.
All right, go ahead. That was actually kind of heart. That was kind of heartfelt and touching. Sorry that I'm happy I pushed your character there. I'm not even sad about it. I'm glad to see the development. Okay, I felt like it wasn't it felt very natural to me at least. Especially because they literally walked up behind you. I was like, well, that's just perfect. All right, let's go with llamas. Llamas, stars and wishes, my guy.
Stars. Belle is back. Johanna had a really great moment with Maxwell. I love that entire sequence. Another star, literally the boys backing up Johanna.
Bucks.
It was a good one. That was a good moment.
Wishes. I wish Aiolos was here. I wish we had a little bit. I wish we weren't as pressed for time.
3 hours really fucking flies, though, right?
Yeah, it does.
And strangely enough, I wish Cleric was here.
Yeah.
My boy.
Pavoni actually started to like him a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't be daft, Pavoni. I'll be back in no time.
I mean, you think Z's gonna let him live away, not knowing if he's alive or dead?
That's for me to know and you to find out, my dear. Awesome. And last but not least, Meepy, the one and only, the sweet wife of mine.
Don't try to butter me up too much. That means you're gonna try to kill me soon, right?
Yee.
He always.
I brought Serenor the Forecasters right to your
I
feet.
know, and he gave foreboding words that made me hurt in my heart of hearts.
Both of Hatter's characters came up and snuggled up next to you like he asked me.
All right, you potatoes, extra butter.
Right. Stars. Belle is back, a little more spicy than ever.
Llamas, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Oh my gosh, Llamas.
But we said extra
You can't
butter.
do this.
No one said extra
That's not
butter.
butter.
Folo, defend me.
That's
What?
hot
No,
sauce.
good work, Llamas.
That's not defending. It's the opposite.
I'm not your mod.
I am.
I am.
Don't pretend mods do stuff around here. They'll expect things
What
from
am I
us.
supposed to? I don't even have fake power like a mod does.
You have
No,
editor
all
power.
we do is
Editor power is more than mod.
all we do is make fun of Chef with impunity.
It's
Yeah.
true.
That's all. Yeah, that's true.
Stars. I got Makava as a lapdog right now. That's awesome. Wishes. I wish we didn't lose. Serenor's pop my brain. Pavoni's brother. That early on. That'd been great if we just kept him for a little more oomph. Wishes. I wish we had more than 3 hours. Because I'm greedy.
Oh, one of the things. Whoever's writing this down. By the way, that was so sweet. Thank you. I did think of one other thing though.
Oh God, no.
For you guys this month, you guys can also spend a week to train your drakes.
Aw.
Oh, they're ours? We get to keep them.
I won't get a Drake.
Oh.
Wait, I don't even get a Drake. What?
You do not. Yours died.
What the fuck? Who was it?
Yours was who? Oh, yours was Rainbows.
Arthur.
Yeah.
God damn it, Rainbow.
Can I just say
Jocasta's.
that's a very entertaining star.
Yeah, that's 2 of them died. 2 of the 4 drakes during the drakes 3 episodes. 2 of them
6?
died. Yeah, 2 of the 6 died. So
Bullshit. Wait, which element was it?
that one was blue, just like Smaug.
Oh, hey, Jocasta doesn't have one either.
Jocasta doesn't. Jocasta's was the
This
black.
is anti-JoJo bullshit.
Yeah, you both don't have drakes.
Is that 1 week per each or 1 week?
No, just
altogether?
1 week in
No,
total.
I'm against training the Drakes now.
Tetacris is a CR2 creature. He has resistances against a bunch of shit. Slashing and piercing resistance. And they all have bite and tail attacks. They all have the same AC. They both have the same HP. The thing that's different about them is their Draconic gifts, where Tetacris is toughened skills, which gives him those resistances. Makava's, which he actually gained, his is a little bit different, just because he gained a little bit of intelligence by eating a spell scroll. He has contact
That's so
other
fucking
planes.
stupid.
He don't worry about it. He's a hungry boy. He's gonna be eating a lot. Oh yeah, also like some of them have like swim speeds, which I'm gonna give you. If you guys do decide that, I'm just going to give you their characters and you'll be able to see them. But some of them have like Echoes of the Dreadnought, which that's Makava's, and they have resistances to different things like fire. Kellisir has Frightful Presence, which is literally she can cause fear within an area. There's a whole thing. There's a whole fucking thing around it. Just letting you guys know that they are basically CR2 creatures that you would also be able to.
Wait, hold on. What made C pessimistic?
How to train your Drake.
Pessimistic Kios. What made C so pessimistic?
Because they're just like all the rest of mine. Like if you look at all the orcs, they have different names. I just
Because
didn't
the
go
fucking cookies, isn't it?
Yes. I was also informed that if you hit Bell, that Kios is supposed to beat the shit out of you. Oh yeah,
I'm
my bad.
against this.
My bad. I think these. Yeah, my bad. These are swapped. Pavoni has Tetacris. Bell has Kios.
I'm against this.
That's what
Because I'm
that
definitely
was.
gonna hit Bell again.
Yeah, well, you get a 5.
And I'm gonna kick that Drake's ass. Don't come at me. I have higher magic now.
Anyways, so put that down. You guys can spin. You guys can spin on me doing that. Excuse me. Stars and wishes on my end. Chef's in. Awesome. We'll start at the top. Llamas. As much as it made me squirm, you kind of getting into the, well, let's kill that baby. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
So mad at it.
It was a bit of a bit, and it almost got too much there, but you pulled it back. But it's a bit of a star for me, just a little bit. Not the jokes themselves, but that you went there. Also that you backed up Johanna. That was extraordinarily sweet and really lined us up for a good moment going forward. Johanna, your entire thing with Maxwell, literally, I think that's the most Johanna's ever talked in the entirety of this entire game,
Yes.
combined into this one session.
It was mostly intentional.
And it was really cool to see that bit of a story arc where, you know, we all knew Johanna as they were, and towards the end of it, kind of almost like as a reflection between them and Maxwell kind of thing, going back and forth, but with them having a little bit more of insight because they are wiser, they are older, and they do understand, kind of being able to show you that. It was a really cool arc that I enjoyed watching you go through, and I think that you played that very well, and you did a very good job on that. So fucking bravo. Bell, Max, it's glad to have you back. Glad that you got some cool abilities out of this. Thanks for being a champ on that one. Love you, mean it, my guy. Don't tell Charles you're back alive though, because then I got to start hearing the seduction talk again. So you know, just let's keep this between me and you that you're back alive.
Hold on, what?
Don't worry about it.
No, I can't worry about it. I'm gonna tell Charles if you don't tell me.
Also, Jeff, thanks for liking the bit, but if I ever lean it a bit too far, just let me know and I'll kill the bit.
Do not kill the bitch.
Yeah, I will, because we are streamed, so and it is a comfort thing. Baby genocide is not exactly something that I want to be known for.
I didn't think it was genocide. I thought it was just
you know, homicide. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways,
don't worry. I try to feel things out just so that I don't go too far.
Yeah. We're gonna go with Meep next. Meep and her little flirtatious self with Serenor. I was like, what? Also, Meep's character, one of Meep's characters, played with Serenor. So she kind of she knows it. She knows out of character a little bit more about him than you guys do know in character, and like his backstory and stuff like that. So I'm sure that's why she felt a little bit more comfortable. She didn't have to guess whether this guy was good or bad. Like she knew who the fuck he was. So she did have a bit of an advantage on that one. But I did enjoy like the little bit and her petting Makava and kind of like sticking to that. I don't know if I like Johanna. I don't know if Z likes Johanna. Because it's honest, it was true, and I enjoyed that. And last but not least, Stealthy. Stealthy. You and Smaug, BFFs, besties for the resties. He knows it. He's seen it.
Don't start the besties again.
I can't wait for you and him to be able to like spend some time training these dragons together. So that'll be fun. Oh my god, you'll be able to train drakes and crabs. So W for pet lady.
He's the best. Smaug is the best.
He is the best. You want? Oh, also, you guys have a fucking young dragon on your side, so just you know that's also a thing, which is gonna be. If that tells you what I'm planning on like the last battle to be, it's good. If I'm giving you all this help, there's a reason for it. Last but also, you've also earned some of this. So let's be honest. Anything that you didn't earn as far as RP wise and people wise isn't here. So you guys did. Last but wishes. I'm going to be 1000% honest with everyone here. I am deathly worried about Aiolos. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Yeah,
he's all right as well.
I may be a little bit. Maybe I'm just like overthinking it or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I am feeling a little bit of that, and it might just be me, but it is one of those things where I'm worried because it's like 10:30 at night. But maybe, you know what, maybe he just had like a really long day and passed out. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah. I'm hoping that he just had like a stupid long day and passed out, and it's like, okay, I go watch the VOD because a lot happened, and it's going to be a lot to catch you up on. Also, Folo, I was kind of hoping that you were going to use your names for the people and kind of go over the prophecy a little bit more.
Well, the problem is that, like, why would Johanna come up with these names?
Oh, I have one more star.
Yeah.
The ass kicking of cats.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that is a star.
Oh,
Oh, by the way, yeah, you know what? For that, you get. I'm going to give you inspiration.
Oh my god, the cats.
Wait, hold on. Who did that? Was it Johanna? No, it was Belle.
It was Belle.
Belle,
that was
Max, you get inspiration again. Congratulations. That was actually really good. Look, he's back alive.
I still have my inspiration.
I may as well list the names that will come up for with everyone else, because what Johanna saw was most of you guys like no faces. So I came up with a bunch of names relating to the characters based on the lack of faces. I got Pavonimus, Incognital, Unlabeled, Invisibly, and then Jocasta.
With that stream, we will see you guys later. Everyone have a good night. Stay safe. Bye, Twitch.
Good night.
Goodbye.